welcome to the Bob and Tam Show today. You got to talk.
Hey,
It's up to
how's
you.
everybody doing? But there's nobody on, so I'm just talking to myself.
There might be.
So we were a little rainy today, got some rain, and went out to Deadwood. The three-wheel rally starts this week, so we went down there to see the three-wheel rally. Got some friends there from the three-wheel rally. They decided to come up and join us today, so they're sitting here on the other side of the camera. And then we went out to Michael Ballard. They've got some stuff going on out there, so we actually got to talk to Michael Ballard. He would not.
Seven, dog.
All right, he said he would not go on camera, but he gave us some insight on what he was going to be doing and what he expects from this rally, I guess. So we'll give you that information when he does the video. So where's everybody at today? Did everybody have a happy and safe 4th of July? Because I don't see a whole lot of people on, so I didn't know. What are you doing?
I'm trying to put this on my Facebook pages. That's what we do.
Oh.
Keep talking.
So anyway, there's some people. Jerry's on. Hi, Jerry. We get to stay next to you, I hear. Indra's on. And it's morning time over there and down under. So how are you guys doing? Robert's on. Is that one of you guys over there? No? I guess not. So Robert says good afternoon. And we'll see. It's a little gloomy still. And you check on the radar, it looks like the storm's all around us. But it's been kind of spotty rain off and on most of the afternoon. David's on. How are you there doing, David? From the Buffalo Chip. He's out there for that. Yeah, because after the three-wheel rally, then the Adventure Bike Week starts. And Craig's here. That's who's sitting at the table here across from us. So there's Craig. How are you doing? He's actually been out to the shop before. Jerry says yes. They will be there the 29th. All right. So we've been getting things ready. There's a lot of stuff going on in Kathmandu. They're fixing the place all up really nice. So we're going to do a video on that coming up soon to let you know everything that's going on at Kathmandu. Buffalo Chip, we've been doing some stuff with them. Some little excerpts of things that are to come for the rally.
All right, there you go. We're all ready.
This week coming up. So we'll be going to do a ride on Tuesday. I'm going to get my bike out finally and get to ride my bike.
That's not my fault she hasn't been riding your bike. So what else is going on? So it rained today. Not all day, but we went out to Deadwood this morning to see Amzol Adam and all the three-wheel people. They're just now getting set up. Today's kind of the intro day, but we'll have a video probably Tuesday.
Registration day.
I think I've already got Monday set up with a video. Oh, places to eat. Here's a great place here. And this one wasn't on there. I didn't have the beef tips that I usually get. I got today, and once again, really good.
Did you film it?
Yes, I did. Remember when you showed the food? You told us what we did.
I guess.
So we did that. So that we did. And so we went to Deadwood. I sprinkled a little bit there coming back to, then we went out to Michael Ballard's, out to the Full Throttle Saloon. We caught up with him. Of course, he won't talk on camera. But I kind of cornered him and talked to him about a few things. You'll see that on Tuesday, too. Tents are going up. There's probably about 6 or 7 tents already set up here in Sturgis.
Some people are already selling stuff out of it.
Yeah. Right there on the corner of Junction and Main. That tent's open. They've got clothing and stuff they're selling in there. The other one across the street, that's across from Leathers. They're on Main Street. They're setting up. They're probably going to be open in the next few days, I would think.
So Robert wants to know if it's going to be more busy next year, more crowded.
Yes, I would say the 85th is going to be a bigger year because it's an anniversary year. Now, people tell us crazy stuff, which I don't buy. People say that typically every 4 years because of the president election, that kind of slows things down. That has nothing to do, I don't think, with anything. But they say that, but I don't see that.
Brian?
It's the thing that I see is the rallies are getting smaller. My opinion is I think the 85th will be our last super big rally. Your best concerts are going to be there. Hopefully the Buffalo Chip will come full out and they're going to show you some of the best bands you could have. This year, to me, the concerts kind of suck. But what's kind of nice is a lot of the other places now, if you're a Kentucky headhunter, Full Throttle Saloon's having them out there. The Knuckles stepped up and they've had some pretty good, decent bands there. Iron Horse has got that girl that sings X's and O's. She's going to be there.
El King.
Yep. So that's all free shows other than the chip, of course, costs to get in there. So there's still a lot of bands and all kinds of stuff. Kickstands has got a whole bunch of stuff. What's her name's out there? 3 times I've seen.
Jasmine Kane.
Jasmine Kane. She's playing, I think, Thursday, and then she skips Friday because I think she's going to be at the Knuckle or Iron Horse or someplace I've seen her. Side Hack, someplace I've seen her. Just, you got to go to our Facebook page to see the listing of some of the bands we posted that they've got going on.
I guess I can do it on my phone.
So things are happening, and and all the campgrounds are cutting grass now. We noticed out here today. We went out to the Chip, the Iron Horse campground, also Ride and Rest. They've got all their grass all cut nice and short. They normally come out here with a combine, and they cut all the grass with that first, and then they bale all that up. They get off, and they come out with the little rider mowers, and they get all that junk cut.
So Nancy, right now the mosquitoes aren't too bad because they usually eat me alive. The flies aren't too bad yet, but it's not rally time. The rally flies come out when the rally starts.
Full throttle, was the bathroom very clean?
Yeah, it's fine.
Men's bathroom, lots of flies. I don't know when the last time they cleaned the bathroom, but it was kind of rough.
The women's was fine. They actually had toilet paper this time. The one I went into last time didn't have it at this. But what happens is they call them rally flies, and about end of July, the beginning of August, they cut all the fields down. And they're ground flies, they call them. So when they cut all the fields down, all the flies come out. So that's why
they're
the flies.
Cutting it now. So
that's why the
we're
flies
not
are
seeing
so
a lot.
bad.
The humidity hasn't been too bad either.
No.
Like I say, this week coming up, we're going to be in the 80s all week. So we'll see how that turns out. And about how the flies up, but the mosquitoes, we haven't seen any.
Not really.
So I don't know, but don't count that up. You should definitely bring bug spray, suntan lotion, bring all that junk with you. You definitely need that.
Because one year when we went to Montana, we went out there and in the fields and we got ate up. But it had rained like 2 days before and the mosquitoes were nuts out there. So it just depends. And Robert, yes, bring your rain gear. It will rain during the rally.
Guaranteed.
At some point, somewhere, and it may not be rain where you're at. And we've been lucky sometimes that we've missed the rain. We've been in Deadwood when it rains in Rapid City, and we've been in Rapid City when it rains in Bellfusion.
Today, we were over at the grocery store. It probably rained a hard rain for 15 minutes. We got a little bit of hail. Just find someplace to pull over, sit it out. And normally, most of the rains, except for last year, most rains here don't last very long. 20, 30 minutes, they're mostly roll on. Or actually, if you look at the radar right now for Sturgis, it says it's raining now. It's not. Sun's been coming out off and on.
In and out. And it looks blue. The sky's blue right over here, but probably back here.
So we're sitting here at the world famous Loud American. So we're under the roof because we thought maybe it might rain. When I looked at the radar, it still showed us in that weather loop that it's good chance it's going to rain. So we're like, instead of sitting out there and hoping we get a seat, because once it starts raining, of course, everybody's going to run in. So we thought, hey, once we get our little corner here, so we're by the door coming in. We got some subscribers, new ones, and our regular ones that known us for a while. They talked to one of their friends and they subscribed to us today. So always appreciate that. And so we've already met a bunch of people. We just went, if people know Fender Kit and Rick, they were out here this weekend and doing some fun things. They did some things with us yesterday. They went out to Devil's Bathtub with us on the hike. So you'll see that on the video. I don't know if I'm going to do it. It'll probably be Wednesday when I'll put that out. So we'll probably go ahead and do the 3-wheel rally Tuesday and show the full throttle, show you some of the tents, show you Main Street, what it looks like. We got a lot of traffic out here. And I talked to our waitress here, which is one of our regular waitresses. And she said, this year has been a better year for her for tips and stuff. Last year was just really bad weather here. A lot of snow was late this last year.
And usually it snows up here a lot, but it usually snows and it goes away. And then a few weeks later, it snows, blah, blah, blah. Last year, they had like up to 48 inches in some places. What has been bad, what has been bad since we've been here is the wind. The wind has been crazy.
I mean, that's all over the United States. These guys came from Michigan and stuff. And they said they had a lot of wind coming across Michigan,
and then
Wisconsin, Iowa,
Illinois, Wisconsin.
We had bad wind when we were down south coming across the 10 and the 40. So it just seems like the whole United States has been kind of windy this year. So just be careful if you are riding your bikes or even pulling a trailer. Just be cautious of that wind. Watch the truckers. If you start seeing truckers pulling off,
then you need to pull over.
Good thing for you to pull off. Bike or truck, trailer, whatever you're doing. Because usually when they start swinging, your trailer weighs a whole lot easier to flip over than their semi trucks are.
Or even if on your bike, you're going to get whipped off the road. Yeah. I want to go see Wayne.
See who?
Wayne, he's eating ice cold watermelon.
Yeah, but it's a good watermelon.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, where we had that day, we had really good watermelon.
Was it? No,
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say out there at Walls. Wall trucks,
I
not
don't know.
walls.
We got in trouble. Somebody told us
Yeah.
it's not walls.
4th of July, that's my favorite thing. Fireworks and watermelon. I haven't eaten watermelon in a long time because I want a dark red
Oh,
watermelon.
with Sam's, we had pretty good watermelon the other day. We did the sample of Sam's, and I said, "You want to buy another watermelon?" And he decided not to.
And I like the black seeds in it. So that's the kind of watermelon I grew up with. Sweet, juicy, it's juice is running down your arms.
Oh, the problem with all of it, just like tomatoes. Actually, we've had pretty good tomatoes here.
Yeah.
But typically, everything is grown and it's green, and they're shipping it from Mexico or wherever,
How are you?
Venezuela or wherever. So it's not really ripening on the vine, and I think that's the sun gives it a lot of vegetables and fruit their taste more from the sun than actually from right around in the back of the truck.
Yeah. So Mark's on, and everybody say your prayers for Mark. He was in a bad accident, and he's doing much better. So our prayers go out to you. He's not going to make it this rally, but he says he's hoping for the 85th. There you go.
So yes, the
Take
85th
care,
is really
Mark.
big. Some campgrounds, like for instance Kathmandu we're at, they are booking next year already. We talked to the Buffalo Chip. Buffalo Chip said we should be doing it, but they're not going to make any decision until this rally is officially over. Because typically what most campgrounds do, most that is, will hold your spot from last year. You know, if you stay in here this year,
You'll be the first to get it.
yeah. And so a lot of them, like the Sturgis RV Park, what's the other one that does it? Days in. A lot of those
Campground.
will let you attentively book before you leave. When you can say, hey, I want this spot. They're like Glencoe's like that. The friends we have stay at Glencoe, they pay. You get a better deal if you pay before you leave. You can get a cheaper price than what they're going to advertise on the beginning time. So sometimes it's good wherever you're staying to ask that question. And this year, most campgrounds are allowing you up to about July 1st that you could cancel. Now, I don't know if they're going to hold any money or any. They're going to hold deposit, which is even the Buffalo Chip was letting you trade it off to somebody up till July 1st. So there was actually some really good deals. There's still some good deals because there's still, I've noticed out at the Iron Horse Campground and also at Steel Pony that there's been a lot of cancellations. So I'm assuming they're letting them cancel because they're reposting it on our Sturgis page. And because somebody marked it as spam, well, I checked the phone number and it was Steel Pony. You were calling them. So I left it on there.
Well, Kathmandu actually had some cancellations also.
But they had a wait list.
Well, they let them transfer it over till next year.
Yeah.
And then they're posting it.
And some people do that. They did that in 2020, but it hurt people like kickstands. They let all those people roll over. They didn't have any of that money coming in for the next year, for that year, 2020. It really hurt them. So some campgrounds really have to watch that because this is the time they're going to make their big money.
So, Robert, the hotels are probably pretty booked up. You might be able to find some out in like Hill City or
Spearfish,
something like that.
There's a whole bunch, which I didn't realize there's that many. There must be 10 or 15 hotels right there by the Walmart exit there in Spearfish. That's right where you get off to go to Spearfish Canyon there. I never realized there was that many hotels there. Those are some new ones that I didn't. We were over there the other day, and I was like, wow, look at all the hotels they got right here.
Now, RV rentals, I know Jack's is completely sold out, so you won't be able to get an RV rental from Jack's. But if you can find, because one year we got a person that lived up here, and he rented out his RV, but I don't know how you would find that.
Well, there's a share program for RVs. I don't know if there's any available.
This is for next year.
Yeah, so if you want to book a Jack's, if you want to rent an RV, you need to start thinking about that now. And as soon as the rally's over, I would call Jack's RV. They're the only ones out here that really rent RVs. Very limited amount. Now, if you're going to stay at the Buffalo Chip, it's not quite as critical because the Buffalo Chip's guaranteed so many units. But if you wanted to take one to Kickstands or you want to take one to Kathmandu where we're at next year, I'm assuming we'll probably be there next year. But if you want to be where we're at, you want to get a warranted as soon as possible. See, I haven't even thought about, which we haven't made a chance down to it. Jackson's got a whole bunch of hail damage units out there. And it was fender cutting out here. They own some commercial property out here that they rent. And I said, why don't you buy a trailer and stick it on your rental property?
They always rent from Jack.
Yeah, and they're paying $3,000 plus for the RV. You could probably buy a trailer for $3,000 to $5,000 would be my thought for a hail damage, pretty nice unit. Inside, outside, who cares what the outside looks like, as long as it doesn't leak. And put it someplace. Or maybe even storage might be cheaper. You can get it for a good price if you're going to come out for a few years. But just something to think about. Ray said, Jeep Cherokee. Isn't that what it was?
It looked like it.
He had a race car there.
So 2-4, it says they got a Wharfed Rat Rally coming up in Digby, Nova Scotia, Labor Day weekend. And they said that's always a good time. Karen and Neil are talking. Neil will be in town tomorrow.
Oh,
So if you come out in the morning, we're probably going to be at Black Hill Harley-Davidson.
yeah, they're supposed to be
He's
putting
coming
up the
from Mitchell.
big tent tomorrow. So it takes 2 days. So I'd like to get over there early enough to where they're taking the stuff off the truck. I've never done that. Plus, I want to send a drone shot up before they set the tent up. I haven't done that yet to get a shot of the parking lot with nothing on it, then another shot with everything on it. So their big tent's going to start going up tomorrow. Takes 2 days, and then they'll start putting bikes out there. They got a lot. If you've been watching the videos from there, they got a lot of bikes in stock already. They got a lot of trucks coming. So since they're now part of the Sonic group, somebody was bad mouthing that the other day because it's a car dealership and all that. Right now, if you stopped at Black Hills Harley and said, I want to talk to somebody from Sonic, ain't nobody from Sonic working there. It's still ran by the same people that were running it before. Al, which was one of the original owners from the three, he is the general manager or the CEO. I don't know what he is. He's the top dog there. He answers to corporate. And then Mike's there. He's been there forever too. And so all the same salesmen. We got a bunch of our subscribers that work at the parts department and service and stuff. So pretty much all the same people are there every day. So you're not going to go there and see a whole different. This isn't like now. There is a few corporate owned Harley-Davidson. We know a group, which we're not going to spill their name out here. You probably have figured it out as we talked to you in the past. But they're shysters, they're high pressure sales, they're all that. They're really bad. But they sell a lot of motorcycles, so Harley accepts that. So I don't know what else to say. Other than
I'm afraid they're going to run Harley out of business. That's what I'm
because
afraid.
they sold a lot of bikes. They had a lot.
Not very good customer
When you
service.
buy a bike, and we talk about this all the time, you really got to be smart. Even when you're coming here, be smart when you're looking to buy a bike. Now, you buy a used bike, it's a little tougher to do. But I always go look and see what manufacturer's list price is. It's right there on the Harley's website. You can see where that's at. That's where I start at. And if they're asking more money for it, I said, what are you giving me for that? Well, we redid the seat, or we put new handlebars on it, or we changed the shocks. We did something. Okay, I can go with that. But if you're not, then I ain't paying it. And if you want me to buy a bike, there was somebody the other day I seen on Facebook bought a bike and they traded in an older Sportster, and they gave him $8,000 for the Sportster, and I'm like, holy crap! It's worth about $5,000, and then he bought another used bike though, but he got a Heritage. That's actually friends with the guy we went riding with the other day. Stokes and Spokes.
Stokes and Spokes.
Yeah, close. So you can get good deals. They're hoping to sell a lot of bikes again, 500-600 bikes, new and used. But being that they're part of the Sonic group now, they've got 4 or 5 other dealers, maybe even have more than that. Yeah. They're bringing bikes from them over here for the rally. So they're going to have one of the biggest selections of motorcycles in the United States you can see at one time. And I like Black Hills Harley. We never bought a bike from them, but we talk about different dealers. The dealers that we highly recommend aren't paying us nothing. But what I do is I look and see how they sell. Like I was in there one time and there was a guy looking at a Pan American last year.
Exactly.
And he came up and he was looking at the bike, and the salesman came over and he said, "Hey, my name's so-and-so," and shook his hand. And he said, "Oh, you're interested in a Pan American?" The guy goes, "Yeah, we're kind of,
Bye.
Here, officially wave. Bye, you're live. You're 2 seconds of fame. You're famous. There you go. Well, thanks for stopping by and having dinner with us.
You guys okay? We'll see you Tuesday.
Okay. And so they're heading back. They're out in Deadwood. They're actually at the 3-wheel rally.
They are.
So when we went out there this morning, they seen us and said, "Hey, what are you guys going to do?" And we told them we are going to do our live. They're like, "Well, come by and check it all out and see what's going on." So that's kind of neat. And we love meeting all you guys and all that kind of stuff. But with the dealership, that's why I said when they were talking to the guy was talking about a Pan American. And that's what he said. He said, "I'm still just kind of looking at this. I've got a Harley. I'm not looking to trade it in." And so he says, "I'm just kind of thinking." And the salesman said, "Here's one of my cars. If you want to come back and take it for a ride or whatever, to this used bike, we'd be happy to do it." And the guy left. No pressure, no hassle, no nothing. And we've seen that all the time that I've dealt with. And there's a lot of dealers that we recommend that are just like that. They don't pressure people. And that's what I like when you're dealing with people, buying something. It's like timeshares. Today's the only offer. We're going to give you this. Well, if it's that damn go to jail, then no. You know,
If you can't give me this deal tomorrow, then
yeah. But
a lot of times if you hang on, they'll keep dropping the price. So,
but I
thank
mean,
you.
you know, the bad thing, we got screwed on one of her bikes. Actually, got screwed twice. But her Fat Boy Low we bought, I was looking at a different Harley. When we got there, we decided it was a switchback. And we decided we weren't going to buy that piece of junk after the sale. Actually, everyone actually told us, we really don't want to buy that bike. Like,
well, we should have knew better because every place we were looking at had 10, 12 of them, and they just came out, used ones. So we should have thought something's wrong.
Should have, but I didn't. And they were still new and they wasn't getting a lot of stuff. So we were looking at it. Well, she got on it and it wasn't too bad, but it kind of looked cheap. And anyway, he was telling us some of the things that was happening to the bike, and I'm like, we don't want that. But I got this really great Fat Boy Low that just came in. She got on it and fell in love with it. Well, we paid about $3,000 more for that than I should have paid, but I wasn't able to do my homework. So that's a bad thing when you're looking at something. You should, you almost need to do. It's kind of like when I buy stuff at Sam's. When we go to Sam's Wholesale Club, I pull everything up on Amazon. Is this something I can get? My 360 camera. Can I get it cheaper on Amazon? No, I can't. They didn't have it. They were $100 more. So yeah, Sam's was a great deal to buy my 360 camera that I got that we use now.
You're welcome, Mindy.
So that's it. Just be smart consumer.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me the other day where you can buy the same extended warranty from. It's on the internet. Just look up the same three letters is what you look up on the internet. And you actually, when you get the warranty, it actually will say those 3 letters, Harley-Davidson. And you'll pay a lot less than probably what the dealer is. But we don't get into all that. We always tell everybody if you're interested in buying a bike, used bikes are a little tougher to give you a price on. But if you were going to look at a brand new CVO, ST, 2024, tell me the color, tell me what you want, then yes, I'll look it up and tell you what I would pay for that bike.
Robert, send us your info and we can exchange numbers. And then we can meet you at the Valleys next year.
So that's how I buy. Just like when I bought my CVOs. We went down there and I had a little time because we were going on a ride with the Pawn Stars in Las Vegas. And I brought my bike in there to get some brakes put on it because they were coming back to Sturgis in 2014. And there was the CVO blue. I always wanted a Harley orange one or I wanted the blue one. Well, there it was. Well, 2015s are already out. So when I looked at it, it was $43,000 they wanted for the bike. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I was just standing there looking at it. And I'll buy anything for the right price. And that's what the guy said, looking to buy a bike. I'm always looking to buy a bike. I'll trade my bike in right now. But I want about $30,000 traded on my bike. And they're not going to give me that. And so I'm not looking to trade it right now. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. And we'll go from there. So but if a used bike is tough because you got to look at it. One thing you want to know when you're buying a used bike is remember all those accessories that are on the bike. Even if they change the motor, you got a bike that originally came out with 107 on it. And it's got a 131 on it now. They can't charge you for that 131 engine. It's got to go off of what that bike was stock. And that's what Harley does to you. If you're trading in a bike, they're going to go back to manufacturer's list price based on the blue book value, and that's what they're going to give you for your bike. Unless the dealer wants your bike. That could be an exception. But typically, any accessory you put on your bike, that's why when I traded my bike in, I took everything off of it. I even took the seat off. And the cup holders, everything that was chrome, everything that I had parts for. That's why I tell a lot of people, you got a bike, you're keeping things, save them for old parts. You never know when they come in handy. The seat we had to mail back to them.
Keep all your old parts if they'll fit on your new bike. You can put those all on your other bike. So think about that. Neil says people coming from the east, if you're going through La Crosse, Wisconsin, make sure if it keeps raining that you check the bridges. And it just says the bridges that cross the river. And because the water is really high right now.
High in water.
Yeah. So be careful. Yeah. And it's, like I said, right now the wind kicked up again. They ran out there and they pulled down the
umbrella. The wind's starting to rain. Wind's blowing from that way. Which way is that way?
That's east going west.
So the wind's blowing east to west.
No, west to east.
Oh, so it's backwards right now. Because the wind, when I looked at the satellite, it was kind of going up to where normally most of our weather here goes from east to west. And it's been going east to south.
This is west to east. But that way's west.
Okay. So the wind's blowing that way. You can see the rain kind of going. It's not pouring down rain. Sidewalk's not even totally wet yet. It's not enough for me to flip around and show you.
The northeast corner of South Dakota has had lots of rain.
They've had anywhere from
So we're hoping the
7 to 14
Badlands are still going to stay nice and green.
should. But like I say, if you're coming from the east, try to hit those things on the way here. It will save you a lot of time. Just like with the RV. We had no trouble taking the RV, 50 foot of RV with the truck and the trailer, and going through and stopping. They do have RV spots for you to pull over in. Now, there's a couple that were full, but we stopped at 3 with no problem getting in and getting out. And in the visitor center, you actually go to the far, well, depending on which way you come. If you're coming from the entrance from the east, you go to the just past the building, and there's a turn there. It looks like a campground back there. Well, there's all these spots you can put in RVs. They've got long ones where if you had a trailer, a 40-foot RV, motorhome with a trailer, there's enough, big enough for a semi to park back there. So that's kind of neat if you want to go there. So, but if you're coming from here, it would be the other way, but you would do that if you were going home. So that was really neat. 1880s town. If you're in the history, that's kind of a neat stop. Wall, you know what a wall is. They haven't done anything new to Wall. If you've been there in the last 4 years, nothing's any different from the last time.
Beer Bottle Baby says you almost need a spreadsheet. John Cena's on. You pretty much need a spreadsheet to figure out what days you want to be different places, because when we just talked to Fender Kitten,
they got all the concerts down.
They know so every night they know where they're going to be for the concert.
Yeah.
And then that way they can plan their rides in between that, or
And that's what we try to do. If you go to our Facebook pages, and as we get closer to the rally, Tam will probably do a video and talk about a lot of the stuff. But see, like the Iron Horse doesn't have all their concerts down yet. They got all their bike shows up, and I posted those the other day. But a lot of places don't have all their stuff up yet. Even, I think, Full Throttle, I think they got a day yet that they still need to fill up. I'm not even sure if the Buffalo Chip's got every single night booked yet. They're not even telling you the band yet that's going to be on the fight night, which is Saturday night, which I'll tell you, it's not a secret. It's an all-female AC/DC tribute band. They're supposed to be really, really good. I've heard really good things about them. I don't think we've ever seen them, but it would be worth seeing. And that fight is going to be super, super neat. We're actually working with the Chip right now, making some commercials for them.
Some promo videos.
But they're going to have primo seats you can get if you want to pay a little extra to sit around the ring. But it's bare knuckle fighting. We actually seen it on TV the other night.
There's a channel for that.
And so we watched a couple fights, but they're very bloody. These guys are banging people.
And they don't last long. So
the ones we've seen didn't last long.
Well, that's what Greg said. Most of them only last like 2.5. It's 5 rounds of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the one we saw was the first round. And then the second fight we watched.
Make it to the quarter of the first round. Probably within 30 seconds, this guy was down. He already got hit the first time, and he was already wobbling and went down, and he never came back. Well, then they let him wipe off the blood, and then the guy cold cocked him in the same place, and he never went to a knockout, but he wasn't there anymore.
No.
He had no idea what was going on, so his coach probably or whatever said, "That's it. We're calling it." And that was a guy from Alabama ended up winning. So it was kind of exciting. We're going to be there for that and see the fight. And then I think what's going to end up happening is the AC/DC tribute band is going to open it. The fights are going to start, and then they're going to close it. That's what we're hearing. But don't take my word for it.
Things change.
Yeah. So the different things that are going on. There's a bunch of different tribute bands. But, I mean, they got some pretty good headliners that are here.
Knuckles going to have Parma Lee, and that's a new upcoming country band.
Saliva is going to be there if you're one of their fans.
Asia.
Yeah. They got the Buffalo Chip's got some girl too, Sasha or something.
Daisha.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
Daisha, something like that.
Maybe I have no idea.
We don't know who she is. Brian said, "Is that the Hell's Bells, that girl group?" I don't.
No. Well, no.
Maybe. That's a definite maybe.
I'm assuming it's the all-girls band that comes out of California. That's the one I assume.
And I think we've
now
seen
the other one that the Chips having, which I thought was going to be kind of neat. Now I don't know if I'm going to go to it. The last Saturday they're having the midget Kiss. Now somebody told me they lip sync, but the Chip, when we questioned them about it, they said no, they don't. So I don't know. But I thought it'd be kind of neat to watch. But I mean, I wouldn't be something I would want to spend all night watching them.
Yeah.
But
Russell's on from Oregon.
So
How you doing?
to me, this
I
year,
bet it's colder here than it is up there.
this year it's kind of weak for concerts. That's what I think, and that's what we're hearing from a lot of people. You know, the Chips really only got really two big nights. Uh, Jelly Roll,
Yeah,
and then also
Kid
Kid
Rock.
Rock. All their VIP on both of those are completely sold out. So we'll see how that all turns out. But I mean, other than that, there really isn't anything really at the Chip that I'd want to see. Now, you're into some of their alternative music. You like some of the headbanging stuff that they got. You know, Travis Tritt's been playing this cycle for I don't know how long.
Last 2-3
He
years.
needs to be put down, put to sleep, leave him somewhere out. Because this guy,
Put him out the pasture.
you know,
Put him.
it's like bringing Willie back. You know, we seen Willie
He's
like
out.
15, 20 years ago. He's been sick. I think he gone to a bunch of concerts.
Yeah, he just said he was going to do a tour.
He probably ain't gonna be around much more either. Oh, David Allen Coe, I think that guy's still alive, but he ain't doing concerts anymore. But I mean, some of these people like that just don't got it anymore. Just give it up. And the bad news about all this is, especially with us doing now all these rallies, is these people play everything. It's just like here, the week before, he's out at Milwaukee doing the 121st rally out there. Same concert, probably, same songs, and then he's going to be here. So if you were coming to both rallies, you're not going to watch him twice unless you're a big fan of his. But I think here versus there, here I think him and his wife, if she's here, will be in the crowd after the concert, partying with everybody. So if you want to meet Jelly Roll, I can pretty much, I don't know, nobody's telling me anything. This is just my thought. But by watching Jelly Roll and seeing how he acts, he's going to want to party with you bikers.
Yep.
The motorcycle people. He's going to want to come out and have a good time.
Bruce is on from northern Arizona. He says it's 100 degrees here. I wish I was with you.
Probably getting down to the 60s right now.
Probably 50, I bet.
I don't know if you can see the rain or not. We'll flip it around. See if you can see the rain going down. There you go. Can you see the rain? Yes, it is. It's a soaker out there. You can see it's clear out there in the sky. It's going to clear up soon.
Not really. You can't really see it. You probably should show the ground. Probably see it.
Oh, man. But the righty.
Arthur's coming to visit. I was going to look and see what the temperature was. That's what I was doing.
So,
it says 67, but
you open up.
I hit the weather thing because I wanted it to. Sometimes it'll change. It feels a lot colder than 67.
Well, it's a cool rain because it makes it feel good. So, it's pretty neat. If you're coming to Sturgis, we should have a good year this year. People are trying to predict the weather. I'll tell you, it's not going to rain 3 days straight like it did last year. I don't think it's going to happen. But what I tell you, if you're coming for 3 days, stay home. I mean, because you're not even experiencing anything at this rally. That's what most of the people that whined and cried. They got here on Thursday night last year, Friday, Saturday, left on Sunday. Rain all the time. You know, the weekend before, the whole week before was hotter than hell here. Sun, no rain, no nothing. And then right after the rally, what was the temperature?
In the 70s.
We
didn't even turn
Monday
the air on after that.
Was perfect sunny riding weather. So if those 3 days it rained, got a little mud, who cared? It wasn't the end of the world. Even if you would have stayed in your motel, tent, wherever you were at for those 3 days and just partied wherever you were local at, it's part of life. It's part of riding a motorcycle rally. Somebody asked that the other day. You think it's going to rain? Well, yes, it is. And if you're afraid of rain, you probably shouldn't be riding a motorcycle unless you only ride down to the bar on the weekends and ride back home. You're not really a motorcycle person. But if you're somebody that rides to rallies and you do a lot of long distance riding, and if you've never hit rain, you haven't been riding long enough. You need more experience. Believe me, we've been really lucky on most of our travels.
Not if you'll get wet, it's when you'll get wet.
And most of the time, we never got wet on the way here. We got wet on the way home.
Yeah.
We rode the coast and gotten wet on the coast on long rides. But yeah, we've gotten, like today we're in the truck. I had no intention of taking, but it was going to be in the 60s today. When you're here as long as we are, we don't need to ride every freaking day. So actually, the bike hasn't even been out since we were in Rapid City. So it's been over, I guess, 2 weeks now. We haven't even rode the bikes.
No, we did. We went out to Needles Highway and.
I guess we did. That was last week. We did ride it all day.
Yeah, we did. So SJS is on. How about that? And we're not even doing Myrtle Beach.
Sure.
Ramblin' Rome's on. He says hi. He's been on almost all of our nightly premieres at 6 o'clock Mountain Time.
Yep.
And David's on. He says, why do we have grooves on the tires? That's right. Otherwise, we'd be riding
That's right.
slicks,
He
huh?
slicks if he didn't do that.
Ding.
And so it's been really good weather. And next week's gonna get a little hotter. We'll have to see how hot it gets. Humidity hasn't been bad,
No.
but coming from Kansas and Florida and Myrtle Beach, the humidity up here was a lot cooler. The dew point wasn't as high as what we had down south.
Even our daughter, what is she? 600 miles away,
Yeah.
500 miles away.
And
And
we
she said
could
it's been
when we
nice.
got here and rolled the window down, it was like 90 degrees. It was like bad. Some days we did sweat a little bit, but I mean it wasn't bad at all getting around. Tomorrow's video coming out is about a bunch of places we've ate at. Nothing particular, not anything that somebody recommended. It was just somebody said something about any chance you could put all your videos together of some places you've ate. Now some of the places we forgot to film the food, and we talk about that at the end of the video. We tell you about something just like here. Sometimes I forget when we do a live to film here. We eat here every Sunday. I get the same thing every time. She doesn't. We've ate at the Knuckle a bunch of times. We did go over to One Eye Jack's. We talk about that on the video. Uncle Louie's. Well, I don't think we've ever filmed the food, and we've already ate there at least 5 or 6 times, and never had filmed the food. So we only ate breakfast. Everyone we got did breakfast. Today we did McDonald's. What a nightmare that was again. Once again,
Don't go to McDonald's
during rally with that new kiosk system. She even ordered on her phone, and we still waited 45 minutes for a freaking food.
That's what happened. I went up and I ordered.
She laughed because she probably already knows it's a mess at McDonald's.
Because
she's here working. So she already.
And we went in, and I went to the stupid little kiosk, and I put it all in. And then these people were coming in, picking up their food to go orders, drive-throughs going around and around, and we waited forever for our food. So I said, okay, let's go to McDonald's for breakfast. I am going to order it now. So the order was put in before we walked through the front door. So I sat down and it says your order will be ready in 2 to 5 minutes. So I sit down. I waited. I was probably about 10 minutes. Went up there and they said, "Oh, we're really busy right now, but they're working on it." I said, "Okay." And I'm watching my app and it comes up and it says, relax and enjoy your food. And I'm like, "Oh, it must be up there." So I ran up there and they're like, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "My food." And I said, "It says relax and enjoy your food." And she's like, "Oh no, there's like 5 orders ahead of you." And I'm like, "Well, the other girl just told me 10 minutes ago."
Typically, it's a typical McDonald's, typical fast food place that drive-through gets priority over anything that comes in.
Well, I think what they were trying to do, people must have been complaining that been coming in and ordering at the kiosks, because I think it was more kiosk food they were bringing out. So now, I'm trying to beat the system, and I didn't do it because
So, yes, I
20 minutes about before I
I
got my
would
food.
not put McDonald's, even to get a cup of coffee is going to take you time.
Go
to get
next
in there.
door to this Sturgis Coffee
Yeah.
House,
Get your coffee there. You want to eat, go down to Burger Chef, whatever it is.
Burger King,
There. Pizza Ranch, you can get in and out of there a lot faster.
but that's only at lunch.
Louis got breakfast. We could have ate at Louis a hell of a lot faster.
Well, that's what I thought,
And
because
the food would have been better.
he wanted to go
It's
to Deadwood,
cold.
and he wanted to go out to Full Throttle. And I said, "Well, we'll just go to McDonald's.
My
Hurry
choice
up,
was
run and eat."
go to the store and just get a donut.
That's what we should have
Or
done.
go. She goes, "Well, I'm kind of hungry."
It was.
And I'm like, "All right." She goes, "How about we'll go do McDonald's. I'll order on the phone." Well, we were across the street, so we just had to drive. So by the time we got in the parking lot, she was finishing up the order. So we just figured by the time we got in, we beat all the people in the kiosk, but the parking lot was full. And this was probably, I don't know, what, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30.
And
They
I was
put serving
later.
breakfast at 11. I think at 11 on Sundays. I think they serve breakfast at 11. But I mean, we were
But it
there
was
plenty.
later.
It wasn't like we kind of went in at 10:39, 10:29, and wanted our breakfast. It wasn't like that
So, but I mean, it's just, with it being kiosks,
only.
it is insane that they have no control over what's going on. They can't process the orders. I don't know what's going on. They got staff. There's people working there. Nobody out there to help you. But the little kids
One
are
girl.
bringing the food out. There's one girl that's got the cash register that if you want to pay cash, you still got to order on the kiosk. Then you hit cash. Then you go to her. And which is, I don't know how long this is going to last. Register opens up towards you.
Well, and it says employee use only, because if you're looking at the kiosks and they're all busy, and you see that one over there, you think, "Well, I'm just going to run over there and use that one." Well, you push the wrong button, you're going to hit the jackpot and open the drawer. Did you know Ramblin' Rome is a girl?
I don't know. If
Because I said he's been on all of our premieres.
I
And she said,
don't.
"Well, not to critique you or nothing, but I'm a girl." I'm like,
know.
"Sorry."
I don't think I would have ever said no either way.
I don't
Unless
know,
your
I
name's
just-
got, unless in your video, in your name on the channel, you got Ron or you got
Yes.
Bill or whatever your name is in there. That's how I pretty much assume. But we probably assume more
Because the
males
higher
watch our
percentage,
channel
yes,
than
that's
female.
why.
But
But I won't make that
But we
mistake
have
again,
some
hopefully.
females that say they actually log in on their husband's
Accounts.
account, so it counts as you should have your own. She has her own, but most times she's running on mine too.
Well, I just do the business one. So SJS says it's 111 in Myrtle Beach.
Ooh, the smokes.
And I bet the humidity is 99. Neil's on says, now I have eaten something. I can stagger across the parking lot back to my hotel and I'll be golden.
So
there you
now
go.
the rain is just about stopped. So how long has it been raining?
Not long.
It's about as light as what it was when we first told you it was raining. So the weather's not, it's even though this, I don't know if you consider this the Midwest. I guess it still could be. But they always used to say when we used to live in St. Louis, hang around, the weather will change in an hour. And it's kind of like that here. If it gets really, really hot, like it did a couple years ago, you can ride the hills, and you don't have to go to Iron Mountain, Needles Highway, Spearfish, any of those places. There's enough good riding out in the hills. You don't have to be on any of the main roads. You can get out and just ride the 16A or the 14 and see a lot of great, cooler weather.
So David Flores wants to know if we've ever stayed at Ellsworth Air Force Base during the rally.
We're not military.
Yes, I was going to say that. I don't know if they've got a regular campground. I doubt it. But a few people who
my
talking
question
about
is,
that.
yes, somebody said, what did they say? Because I said that, and they were veterans, and they said they don't let them stay there. That you had to have somebody that was in the service, like your son or something like that, to be able to stay on the base.
You had to
or
be
unless you were an officer.
A current military, currently in the military, or an officer, a retired officer.
So I don't know. I never heard that. I thought anybody that had been in the military could stay at the military base campgrounds. That's what I thought. But we're not. We never joined. We almost did, and we changed our mind. Wish I would have. But did. We got a pension and everything. I would have stayed for 20 years. Got the full blown.
Neil says he tried, but he never got anything back from them. I guess he reached out to them to stay there, but I don't know. David Flores says 100 degrees in Albuquerque. It must have cooled down because somebody from Northern Arizona said it was 100.
Maybe they got some rain or something. I don't know.
I
I just seen yesterday's, and I know pretty much since we've been on the road, it's been hot in Arizona. They pretty much by March and stuff. We're just 90 miles south of Las Vegas. We're about the hottest in Arizona. Some days we're only a few degrees difference than Death Valley.
And the funny thing was, one year when we came up, I think that year was 105, the whole rally here.
It was only 90 something.
We came up and it was like 102, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hot because they got the humidity. And I looked to see what it was at home, and it was like 92. I'm like, it's cooler back home in Arizona than it was up here in Sturgis. So I think, the Gas Monkey, Richard Rollins place should be pretty cool.
He put a video out, but the video, I'll give you a hint if you watch that video, that was filmed a long time ago. Because when we interviewed him a week or so ago, that was current, and all the things he was showing, like right now they show you what the inside looks like with the signs and all that. That all got gutted. That's gone. They got 2x4s up. So that is nothing. Because at first I wasn't sure, but then I seen the casino sign. You ain't gotta have no casino in there. That was the old place. So they've done a lot. Haven't done a whole lot to the inside. They're putting some drywall and stuff up. They kind of built a little bit of a bar. But when we looked in the window, but outside, they're gonna have the whole patio. It's got an iron gate, a steel gate above. A typical one would be like on a house. If you went out of a house, you'd have a little railing there. It's kind of like that. It goes around the bar. So you're gonna be able to sit out there on the bar, their patio, and be able to have your beer and stuff and watch the bikes going up and down Junction there. So it's pretty neat. The Harley stores are really good. It's pretty cool now. They had their official opening yesterday. We were gone all day doing the Devil's Bathtub and all that kind of stuff, so we didn't get a chance to go. And the store is really nice. They got all new shelving and stuff inside. Yeah, the outside of the building looks different. They got a nice black trim, which if you can watch the video, you see it. They got a little lighted sign. Could be brighter though. It's not very bright.
During the night, it looks really cool, but during the day, it's like a yellowish orange color. So the sun just bleeds it out. You can't really see it. They either need to put something behind it, like a black behind it or something.
So I don't know what if they'll do anything to it.
Yeah. Mike said it's 100 in Billings, Montana today. That seems to be the going number today.
Like 100.
Yeah.
Like that on your lottery numbers. Oh, no, they stop at 99.
Yeah. Neil says he's going to stay at the Good Night. I'm going to stay Good Night. It's a stagger time, hot tub, breasts, and could use a massage. Anyone in Mitchell? I don't know.
What he's at Mitchell?
Yeah, he's in Mitchell. So that's why I said he'd be here tomorrow. Can't see him. Mr. Man or M Man 47 says they can't seem to be making enough money to keep it open all year. Oh, is that
I don't know.
I don't know who that is. But they said they was gonna be
Now,
open all year. The Gas Monkey?
Gas Monkey is going to keep that open year round. That's what he told us the other day. Richard told us that the other day. That's his goal. He wants to be a full-time business in town. I don't know when it gets really snowy, they may lock the doors up. But
a lot of businesses
yes,
do here.
Because if you ever watch their live feed when they get a lot of snow here, even the chief and the state police and the Meade County will tell you,
Stay home.
Keep all the cars off the road. We got to keep them open. Snow plows can get through and all that. So sometimes here they can get
Good night,
several
Neil.
feet in one time.
See you tomorrow.
So that's what you want to make, But we're not talking about snow. It ain't gonna freaking snow while we're here.
No.
It has snowed on September 9th before, but not during the rally. Flurries, but no snow.
I'm hoping the humidity stays down. And it's been really great weather. It's
right now, but like I say, we still got to get into August.
a little chilly for me, but
well, I don't know how many days we out now. We're probably what 20.
Yep.
20.
How many days to August 2nd?
Say the opening date, August 2nd. To August 2nd.
I did that. 26.
Hey, I got it right. 26 days to opening day. If you're actually coming the weekend before, you're only at 19 days. It's funny how just like over at Kathmandu, he hasn't been working on Sundays. And this morning he was already up with the tractor and moving stuff around, and it's like it's
I think it hit him like, oh, it's getting close.
We talked to who was I telling? They kept getting mad at because I kept telling them, the buffalo chip. Oh, yeah. And I kept telling them we're at 30 days.
30 days. We must have told them.
Like, quit saying that. Quit saying that. Get your butts in gear and get stuff done. This winter hasn't been that bad. They could have got. See what a lot of these places do, like we talked to Michael Ballard about, because a lot of the other campgrounds say, "How does he get so much done?" It's just payroll, and I don't know if he brings people up from some of his other facilities, and that's who does a lot of the work. We've seen Goat today, if any of you know Goat from the show. He was on. He chatted with us a little bit today. We didn't put him on channel because he didn't do the Beaver Bar. He had some personal issues going on, and so he didn't do the Beaver Bars this year. So he sat there and chatted with us a little bit about rallies and what was going on and all that kind of stuff. So that's Michael. We'll talk about that on the video when it comes out on Wednesday, I guess. No, I'll probably stick it on Tuesday with the three-wheel rally. We'll throw the update in up on Full Throttle Saloon. We'll show you the tents that are going up. We'll talk about what Michael Ballard, the owner of the Full Throttle, said what his intentions are of this new patio cover he put up, which is it's taller and a little bit wider. I don't know why it's taller. It's probably 5 feet, 6 feet taller, maybe even 10 feet taller than the other one. Maybe got a good deal on that.
The length?
Steel. Maybe somebody
it was the odd size.
Yeah, maybe somebody ordered it and didn't
use it.
Don't know. Don't know what the story is. I didn't ask him that. And so we chatted with him a little bit today. So that's about what we did today. A lot of tents are going up. There's a lot of people in Sturgis already. We went down Main Street earlier, and I filmed that. We'll put that at the end of the video on Tuesday. You can kind of see there's a lot of cars here. There's a lot of bikes here already. It's a little different, I feel. And when we talked to the waitress that's here, she kind of said the same thing. It's been, for tip-wise, she doesn't really count the people, but tip-wise, she's doing better this year than she has in a long time. So that kind of lets you know there's more people here.
Well, they said ever since Memorial Day, there's been an influx in motorcycles, which is, I guess, not normal. I guess there's a few here and there scattered out, but this has kind of been a steady flow of motorcycles since Memorial Day.
A lot of when we look out at Kathmandu and you see bikes going both ways. Some of them got bags on them, like today we've seen lots of people drove down the street a while ago. They had all the rain gear on, had bags on the back. You're getting this late in the day, 4 or 5 o'clock. You're not going home.
Yeah.
So they're coming in and buying a hotel. The hotel on Junction, Sturgis Motel there, they've had at least 5, 10 bikes every day, and they're different ones. And people are stopping. And
did you see this car? I don't know if it's a Duster or not, but it's the same color yours used to be.
I don't know, where's it at?
It's behind that truck. He's backing out. Now it's got a spoiler thing on the back. No, it's a newer car.
Yeah.
I just could only see little bits and pieces, and I'm like, the color reminds me of the Duster.
I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe I forget.
I don't know.
So,
take a drink.
I keep talking, so the music don't pick it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming together. Like I say, I think this is going to be a really good rally. I don't think it'll be as busy as next year. If you've been putting it off, I would come for the 85th. If it's on your bucket list and you're, I'm not going to come this year, but maybe I'll wait to the 86 or the 87. I would put 85th on it. My opinion is, I think after that, the rally's going to really slow down. The city finally, which we don't really talk a lot about city business, but the city underestimated their budget last year. They lost money. And one of the things they said, which I should have cut it out because they argue with me all the time. Remember, they always argue with me about how many people are here. And they've said ever since the 75th, the rally has been slowing down. Less people, less traffic, less sales. Just like I said, we are all getting older. We're the older group. These younger kids, yes, there's younger people here. You might be somebody that's 21 years old and you're going to come, you plan on coming the next 20 years, but you're a very small group that are participating. We're seeing more cars coming to the rallies. 2 years ago, they said it was an 18% increase in car traffic. Last year, they wouldn't even tell us. I think we had about a 20 to 25% increase in car traffic. In the next 4 or 5 years, this could look like Panama City or Myrtle Beach, where there's cars overwhelm us. There's more cars coming to the rally.
That was always the thing he likes about Sturgis, because there was always more motorcycles than cars. Now I'd say it's probably about half and half.
Well, no, we're not there yet, but it's getting closer. Right now, yes, there's way more cars out here than there is. But I mean, like right now, side-by-sides, there's probably as many side-by-sides running around in the Black Hills as there is motorcycles running around here. Pretty much everybody's driveway here has a side-by-side sitting in it. So people take advantage of those 20,000 miles of off-road track up here in the hills. That's what made me think about it. Somebody just pulled in with their side-by-sides all muddy. And they must have been out today riding. She even got a blankie.
It was.
She had a windshield.
Oh, did
she
they?
Had a windshield. So yeah, so it is what it is. And but I mean, it's.
So Rapping says he's coming next year. Yep. Ramblin' Rome says she's coming next year.
So I know a lot of you are coming next year. And like I say, our plans are probably Kathmandu again. They sold out 100%. I'm not going to say we're going to take credit for that, but we took credit for that because they had 65% last year when we weren't there. I think this year is going to be just probably the same amount of crowd that last year, maybe even a little less, but it's still a good year compared to last year. I think we're going to have. So this year they're 100% sold out and they got a waiting list of people to come in. They still have tent camping. They still have dry camping, boondocking we call it. No utilities. There's a dump station there. You'll be able to get water. You just have to have a generator. And on the lot over there, you can run a generator. So people always ask that question, can I run my generator? Yes, you can. Another thing I want to tell you, you cannot have any open flames, which I mean, when you're using wood or charcoal, you have to have a permit to use that. Now, you can bring a fire pit that's propane. That is acceptable. But they also said, Rangers told us, those little things like they put under like banquets, it's got the liquid fuel in it. Those are illegal. So I don't know, because they're easier to knock over, maybe. I don't know, but she said those were against the law in the National Forest. So I'm assuming most of these places, it's like Kathmandu. There's a sign in the bathroom.
So all these people that are going to be coming in behind us, we're all on those side-by-sides.
So they were out riding today and playing in the mud and all that good stuff. I don't know where all they went. They're not super muddy, so they weren't on any real bad muddy roads. But
you got to fishtail it around a few times.
So we go on with a lot of that stuff. So let's see how that all turns out and go from there. But looks like this is going to be, I'm pretty happy with the rally this year. I'm more excited about next year because I think, which I know the Knuckle, the new owners of the Knuckle, which owns SBB, it is not going to be anything like SBB in Myrtle Beach. Not at all. So the guy that owns 51% of the three owners, he's the older guy, he's more in control. He wants to keep it like the Knuckle's always been, but he's bringing in good money. He's got money that he can hire these better bands. So next year, he's already looking ahead, and he books his bands by January. So he's going to end up having some really good bands for the 85th, which are free to go to. The Iron Horse doesn't charge. Whatever bands they got over here at One Eye Jacks, but all the little local bands around here, bars and all that, it's all free to go listen to their bands. Nobody's charging you a cover charge. The exception, the Chip does. Chip charges you camping passes you have to buy to get into their property to see their bands. And Full Throttle, after 6 o'clock, you got to buy. But we found
Karen
out.
said Michael Ballard just listed his concert tickets for sale today.
Well, I think a lot of that. Well, we'll have to look and see. But I know the rodeo he listed $25 to go to the rodeo. So that's pretty much I'm saying Saturday, the last Saturday is going to cost you $25. But if he's going to charge to go to concerts, he ain't got nobody out there worth going. The Kentucky Headhunters, I wouldn't pay $10 to go see $20 for us to go see Kentucky Headhunters. They haven't played since the '90s, and I wouldn't mind hearing them, but it's not somebody I'd pay money to go see. So
I would only see them if I was staying out there, because the problem is they're probably going to be they're the headliner act.
We get in for free.
Oh, we do.
We never gave our passes away. Nobody ever asked for our Pappy Hoyle passes, so we get to go see all the concerts for free.
So, but it's just the issue of driving back 7 miles out of town in the dark back to, because we did stay up one time to see Jackal and we left.
We left a little bit early.
Well, he didn't start
from Junction to the Full Throttle today is exactly 11 miles. So once you make the turn on the 79 there, past the Beaver Bar where they were at and all that, where the old Full Throttle used to be, it's exactly 7 miles and 1/10 to get to down there. But it just seems like that it just seems so far away.
Because there's nothing between. Well, there's a few campgrounds.
When you look at the Buffalo Chip, they're not even a half a mile from the 79. So it's only from Junction, they're only 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4, about 4.5 miles, even if you say 5 miles out of town versus 11 miles going out of town. Plus, it's because they've raised the city limits now, go all the way out to the 79. You've got the city police out there, you got the county police out there, and the state, and they've all been kind of picking people off. We've seen a lot more cars pulled over than bikes, but I'm not going to say bikes don't get pulled over. Watch your speed limit. When it drops down to 35, drive 35, even though right now it's 65 out there.
And watch the people, because we were coming back from the Full Throttle, and on a curve going up a hill, we were coming down, and there was a car coming straight at us.
I ended up having to pull off the side of the road so he could get around. He had an already car, so he didn't care. He probably didn't even have any insurance. I almost thought I was going to reach under the seat and take care of him, but didn't do that.
It's like stupid. There's a yellow line there for a reason. You're not supposed to. See, that's why I think there should still be driver's ed. And anyway, so Art says he's been watching us since the very, very beginning. Art, darn's good. Darn's good.
Appreciate that. We have some of you that have been on from the very beginning, and some of you catch up. We also have people that watch us every year, but they only watch us in Sturgis. So they don't know all the other rallies that we cover and things like that. They're only, and we see that. That's one of the reasons we want to start doing bike builds for veterans, because we figure on that off time, that would be other people would be interested in. How are you getting your bikes? What are you doing your bikes? Who ends up with the bikes? Things like that. And those are things that we hope to start doing next year. And
so Mike's on. He said it's only 3 more weeks and he'll be coming out. Mike's going to be staying out there at Camp Easy Ride. Karen says she sent you the video of Michael Ballard telling them about the tickets. So we'll have to watch that.
I didn't watch that yet. Just give you a little bit about Panama City. Somebody sent it to me, but I already had read the article already on it. Panama City had an air show by the military base during Bike Week this year, spring rally. I didn't see any problem with that. There wasn't that many people came to the air show. The city's kind of blaming it on the accidents and the death rate. Maybe one guy died during that night. There was already 3 people died before that. One moron plowed right into one of the concrete
more construction.
Well, in front of Sharky's, there were some of those concrete barriers they put up the highway to divide it. Plowed into that, killed himself. I don't know why. Another one was bad out in front of Hammerhead Fred's. We don't know why that guy died. That was kind of in the evening. It wasn't even dark yet. Could have something to do with drinking. Could have a lot to do with it. Traffic in Panama City is crazy anyway, but out on the main highway that runs in front of the dealership, it had a couple of jig-jags in it. I was talking to Adam yesterday about that too. And it did. If you hit it with your bike, it jerked your wheel around. Or if you're not paying attention, that concrete blocks right there, and you got to do this and this. And it was very dangerous. And when we rode the first day, I said, somebody's going to die on this over this weekend on a motorcycle. So it's what Panama City has done now. No event that has more than 5,000 people can be at the same time. Let's see what also there was a softball or baseball tournament or something that was in Panama City on the other side of the canal. But all all those people stayed down in Panama City Beach. But see, that doesn't count
Because it's not
because
the
it's
same city.
yeah, they didn't. It's not the same city. Panama City Beach and Panama City is two different cities, and so the permit would have nothing to do with it. You still got the same excessive amount of people there in a group. So I don't know what they're going to do. But I mean, I don't really care. Doesn't make any difference to me either way. But I thought the air show was a nice touch. I did. We were down there driving around the bike. Actually, this year the traffic really wasn't that bad.
Well, the only thing that we about pooped our pants on was we were sitting at a stop sign and a jet went over. It was like, wow! I thought somebody rear-ended us.
It was very.
I mean, I was like, oh my god!
Made my eardrum rattle.
Yep.
The only other problem that we had was we took that back way from the dealership from Campground Park. You could go around the back and come out at the Indian dealer. That light was totally screwed up. You had to sit through about 10 lights to make a left-hand turn or go straight. It was just a mess because they were the dealership, because their construction was so bad, they wouldn't allow anybody to make a right or left turn out of the dealership. You had to go down through the back to a couple parking lots, which they had closed, and come out that side road. So it was just a mess. But they need to get the construction fixed, instead of messing with the stuff for 5 years.
South Carolina's on.
So just something that one of you brought to our attention, and we appreciate you sending that stuff, because sometimes I do see some of this stuff and sometimes I don't. But most of the time, like the city of Sturgis, the city of Panama City, Murder Beach, all those I link to their Facebook pages, so I get their notifications when they say stuff.
But we do appreciate you guys telling us, because every once in a while there's something we don't know about. Because somebody told us actually about the gas monkey coming up here.
Yep, we did.
Didn't know that for sure. And we kind of went to the chamber and kind of asked them, and they're like, we heard something. Asked a few people, we heard something. Nobody knew. And then
somebody told us.
Yeah. And so then we figured out where it was at. And then, so I'm walking down Main Street. That's how we got him.
Right. So worked out really good. Really nice guy to us. We'll probably get some more videos from him as we get closer to Sturgis. He'll be coming out, and we'll probably be able to get him on the channel again since he kind of liked us. So really nice, and so lots of things are going on. Now, one of the things I want to tell you about, which I almost forgot until we just started talking about that, if you're here on July 30th, okay, on July 31st, the police chief, Jody, does a police motorcycle ride with the chief. And it's his 3rd anniversary. We have signed up. If you're interested in going, and when I looked the other day, they got about 25 spots still available. And you have to go to the City of Sturgis Facebook page. If you don't like Facebook, you can email us and I'll send you the link. You've got to click on it and it'll take you to their page. It's $55 and the money goes to charity. $55 for a rider, or $55 for the passenger. So we paid it. We paid $110. There was no tax. You get a free shirt. Each person gets a free shirt, a medallion coin, and you get to go on the ride with the chief. There might be a lunch, but I don't remember for sure if it was a lunch or not. I don't remember. But we're going to do it this year. We always miss it. Right before the rally, that Wednesday before the rally, 9 o'clock in the morning. They're going to head out 8:30. You have to be there. I forget. I think it's going to, you sign up, you get set up right behind the community center, I think is what the rules said. But I'll let you know way before that. But if you're interested in doing it, go to the Facebook page of the City of Sturgis, and it's within the first couple ones will pop up, and you click on that link and it'll take you to it. Sign up, but you don't want to mark the box to send you shirts for $8. You don't mark that box, and then you pick them up when you get there.
You have to sign up, David. David says, sign me up. I'm like, you
got to pay the money, $110.
So Frank said, and I'm not sure what ISB is, still working on East ISB here in Daytona. Doubt if it will be done before Biketoberfest, B&D. What's ISB, Frank? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank.
Probably when he says it, we'll go, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Just a little blank mind. We were up late. Last night we actually got some decent sleep. The night before we only got like 6 hours. Watching TV too late at night. And last night, Campground had a band. We didn't really go up and listen to it with one-man band. It sounded pretty good.
Yeah. We could only hear it from the trailer.
Well, when we were walking up, he was singing a song. It was a country song.
I could hear it while we were in bed.
And so it was pretty nice. They invited us up, but by the time we all doing all that walking yesterday, it was just too much, and we're like, we're pooped.
Yes.
We took a shower, went to bed. I think we stayed up to about 10 o'clock when we went to bed last night. And so it was a long day.
So Mike wants to know if the speeding tickets are covered by the chief. You go on the ride with
probably if you're on that ride, he probably will take care of you, but not afterwards. It doesn't,
International
it doesn't
Speedway
work.
Boulevard.
Oh, because they've been doing construction on International
okay.
Speedway Boulevard. But we're not going to
Okay.
the fall rally now because the promoter that puts on the fall rally has
Got it.
chased us down for 2 years to come back for the rally. And so we contacted him this year and said, get us a bike, get us a place to stay.
And we'll get there
We'll get there. Ain't never heard back from him since. So apparently we're not going to go.
to the fall rally.
Yeah. So unless he calls me and says something different, and we thought Teddy would want to do something, they don't want to do nothing, so I don't care. So I'd love to go, love to cover it, love to do the three-row rally for them too. But if they don't want us there, we're looking at next year flying to all the East Coast rallies. We can't justify the expense of driving anymore to the East Coast. Too many miles on my truck, wear and tear, all that time we're in Florida. They say, why don't you go home? Cost us $1,000 to get there, $1,000 to get home, $1,000 back, $1,000 back. So $4,000 would take to get down there back and forth.
And we don't make that kind of money on YouTube.
No. So we're not going to do it. So right now we've got about 5 sponsors. We got one so far. We have 5 new sponsors that are supposed to settle with us during the rally. One, we'll know Monday. We may have a big sponsor. They're not giving us big money, but it's a big name. So it's kind of neat. They actually want to do next year too. So they want to kind of figure out the pay for this year, what's left of this year, and then pay for our next year and have a full year next year. So that'd be kind of neat. And we're not looking for a lot of money. Our sponsorships run from $1,000 up to about $3,000. We're not looking for a lot of money because what we're looking for is airplane fares,
just to get us to the
motels if we have to. We're hoping we can get bikes in most places. We're still working on right now Daytona. We should be able to get a bike from the deal from corporate to let us ride. So we're hoping that's going to get taken care of. We're going to talk to that when they get here. Leesburg, I'm hoping I'm going to get a bike from the dealership there. Panama City, I don't know. I'm hoping I can talk to Leesburg and they'll let us keep the bike for the 2 weeks. But we'll have to wait and see what he says. So if that happens during Myrtle Beach Bike Week, I don't know. We already got a place to stay. Well, we need to book it. We book a place that we need to book to get that. And then we just got to figure out how to bike. We don't. Steven was going to see if he could get it. I don't know if he's even on the night.
I didn't see him yet.
He worked for the dealership for a while. He was going to try to talk to him and see what they could do for us. We don't need new bikes. Used bikes fine. We just got to have a tour pack, side bags on it, a touring bike to put all of our camera gear and all that kind of stuff in it. So when we get there, so that's all. Most of that looks like it's still going to happen. We're still open to other rallies. Laconia. A lot of these other Galveston, we'd be okay with those, but the problem we run into those two, Laconia, we probably could get a bike from, but I have no idea where we would stay. We don't really, the closest person we know is 50 miles away and it's just too far to stay. We'd want to stay close by. So the idea of what we're looking for now is places to stay and places we can get a bike. So if you've got a rally you'd like us to come to, those are the 2 things you got to get set up. The airfare will probably have enough money from our next corporate, our all next sponsors that would pay for us to travel.
So Mike wants to know if we have the new mayor yet. Not personally.
We've seen him. I have no interest in meeting him.
And Frank said boo. He's the one that was telling us about Oktoberfest. Ramblin' Rome has got to go. She left.
Now, if you know any of the dealers down there in Oktoberfest, the Indian dealer or because we've kind of talked to Indian a little bit. I don't know what rally I talked to him about. Oh, I guess it was in Myrtle Beach. I said something to them about, hey, we're looking for a sponsor to give us a bike to let us use. And he just kind of said, oh, okay. Didn't say call me up or nothing else. So the Indian dealer here we're really close to. I figured, and she was going to try to get us some stuff through corporate. And I guess that didn't ever happen. She never did call back and tell us anything. So I'm figuring that's not going to happen either. And I can't justify shipping the bike to the rallies because that's going to cost us as much as what it costs to drive out. So, or to fly out, to have the bike hauled in and hauled out.
HD Chiefs fan.
And most places like Eagle Rider and stuff is just way too expensive. We've tried to talk to Eagle Rider too. But when they come out to these events, corporate's not here. It's their employees. So they have no say-so, no nothing. We tried to talk to one in Vegas. And they're like, oh, we can't talk about nothing. We can't give you nothing. We don't know nothing. So unless you've got a tie with corporate, you can pass it on to us and we'd be happy to talk to them and see if they want to work something out. But there's where we're at on. We're planning on next year doing all the same rallies we're doing now. We may pick up more local rallies because we fly home. We may be doing probably the Riverside rally that we have in the one that took over Laughlin, Nevada. So we'll probably be covering that. We may do Arizona Bike Week.
Big
Maybe
Creek.
might do that. Uh, so there'll be some other things that we'll be adding that we don't do now. So that will be a few extra things because we'll already be in town. So that'd be kind of neat. Plus, you'll get a lot more stuff, more about the Vegas dealers, more about the riding out there. But if you're interested, we are planning a ride in May, towards the end of May of next year, to ride the coast. We'll escort you up the coast and show you the most beautiful scenic ride and stop and show you the most exciting things about California. It ain't the politics, and we ain't gonna be dealing with any politics. Gas is a little more expensive, but it'll be a great ride, memorable. And if you want to be with us and see, it's not about the miles we put on; it's the adventure you'll be on. We've taken people on this ride about 15 years ago, 17 years ago, and it was priceless. Some of them are actually going to go on it again this year, or 2025. So if you're interested, we're only going to have 10 bikes allowed. We already got 2 already taken. So just to let you know, and we don't have any prices or anything. We're not going to start trying to book hotels and things like that till first of the year. We charge you nothing for doing this. We'll make no money. What we do is we'll book a slot of rooms that we'll be staying at, and we'll give you the link, and you call them up and say, hey, we want the Bob and Tam special. And they'll say, okay, here's the room, and there you go. So we don't get anything from any of this. We're not in the business of tour business. We're not charging you to do this. People have heard us talk about our rides. When we lived in California, I had people beg us every week when we were not ride. Can we go with you guys? Can we go with you guys? Because it's all about anybody can put miles on your bike. But to stop and see things that you wouldn't know about, it's kind of like here. Maybe someday I'll do it in the Black Hills. Maybe when our channel slows down, or I get down to where I'm putting a video a week out. I've had people ask us too about doing tours in the Black Hills. At this point, no. We do, like here, we're going to do Spearfish Tuesday. We're going to do Hewlett on Wednesday of next year of the rally here. If you'd like to join us, you'll meet us out by Deadwood. We're actually going to meet. You can meet us out by the highway that goes out towards Spearfish. There, right on that corner, is where you go across the highway to head towards Hewlett and all that. We're going to do Hewlett, Devil's Tower. What's that little town? Aladdin.
Stone House
will be along that way. So it'll be a full day's ride. We'll leave at noon. Do we have something to do before noon? Noon, and it'll be all day. We'll get back and it'll be dark. By the time we roll into town, probably about 8 or 9 o'clock. Right now, it's been light till about 9:45. Sun comes up about 4:45.
It comes up early.
Yes. We have long days.
Frank wanted to know if the PCH got washed out again recently.
No, did not get washed out. They're still working on it. It's supposed to be done soon. I haven't got a latest update on it, but the update I got about a couple months ago was they were predicting by sometime this summer it would be done finally. Hopefully they got it fixed and it'll be good. Because that one part where it's washed out after Big Sur, that's just priceless to get. It's just a pain in the ass to go all the way around that and skip Big Sur. You'd have to go out of Morro Bay and go up to 101.
Worth seeing too.
Yeah, it's worth going through there and seeing that. It's kind of a big tourist area, but there's a couple of neat towns to go through on the way up there to that too. So it'll be pretty neat. So that's why we kind of picked next year, because we're hoping by then that the highway will finally be done. And they'll get it.
If they don't get any big rains or fires again this year. So Frank says thumbs up. So, okay.
There you go. Dang, we're down to 94 people. We lost a bunch of you. So that's something we're planning. If you're thinking about doing that, put it on your bucket list. Think about it. Some people say, well, that's kind of close to Sturgis to be another big thing before the 85th. Well, it is. We're paying that. So, hotels should be, we're hoping hotels will be between about $150 to $200. We normally stay at Best Westerns is kind of what we stay at most of the places. Some places don't have Best Westerns. So that's kind of where we stay. If you want to get a rewards card, you stay at a handful of them, you get a couple nights for free. So that can save you some money. You can stay anywhere where if you know where we're stopping each night, you can get a Motel 6 if you want. I'm not a Motel 6 guy anymore. Best Westerns we like. Hiltons are all right. But I mean, we're hoping the hotels will be between about $150 and $200. We did it 2 years ago in a car, and that's about where we were running for hotel prices. So that's what we're thinking, hoping. But California raised the minimum wage to $20, so it might be a little more. So it's a 6-day trip. We take 4 days, I guess, to go up the coast, 4 or 5, and then a couple days to come back. So ended up being 6 days last year. And then we give you a couple choices of places you can select to go to. Like on this trip we went last time, we did the Winchester Mansion in San Jose, and then we also did Alcatraz. And those are 2 extra things that aren't really motorcycle or scenic things to see. Most of the other stuff that we do is free. Doesn't cost you to see some of the sites that we're going to see. So to me, I'd like to do the Winchester Mansion, but I'd like to do the private tour, not the general tour. And the Alcatraz, I could care less about. I'm not a. Would you go to Alcatraz again?
Would
you do it again?
Probably not. Been there, done that. I don't know. Some things I'm like that. It's like, like the Devil's Bathtub. Been there, done that. I don't know if I'll do that again. That was a hike and a half.
Well, if it was probably a little bit warmer day, you would have brought swimming suits.
I think it would have been too hot.
But we started out, it was cooler, it was low 70s when we started. It got a little muggier as we got closer to it, but it still wasn't, I didn't want to jump in it. The water wasn't bad. My feet slipped in a couple times towards the end. But if we would have done it again, we would bring water shoes. But the bad thing about water shoes is you don't have the traction you have with tennis shoes or hiking boots.
But then you just walk straight up the creek and you wouldn't have to keep going back and forth and back and forth. But some of those places where you went across, there was some pretty big logs. You'd almost have to go to one side to go around it. But Kiwi and Torp, yes and no. They wanted to know if it was raining here today.
Sun's out now.
But a few minutes ago, it was pouring.
Yeah, you be quiet and I'll go show them the sun. Oh. So we're going to walk out here. And sun's out. You can't even tell it rained. It is a little wet out here. Got to get back because the speaker's really loud. So you can see it's nice and sunny now. And that's the way it works here. You just got to find a place to stay dry for 15, 20 minutes. And then you can come back and everything's nice and pretty again.
Yeah. So it only lasts. This is why last year was so unique. Because
3 days straight.
Yes. And you could see the storm cell. And it was just right over Sturgis. And it just kept circling. And it wasn't. Usually it just comes across and leaves. And that's what it's been doing the last few days. And it's kind of like Florida. Like you said, about 4 o'clock, it'll rain. Sprinkle, 20 minutes.
We're around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
We got the rain again. So that's pretty normal. Now, it did rain earlier. It rained here about 2:30, 3 o'clock. We got a really hard rain. And we just, but it's the same thing. It lasts about 15 minutes. We got some pea-sized hail. So it wasn't, probably a little smaller than pea.
It was probably
I had to look at the truck, but I shouldn't have had any real issue with the truck. It didn't look like it was that hard.
And it wasn't a lot. So it was just a little dink. So
it wasn't bad. Like
probably half the size of pea and few pea size, but not much.
BB size, maybe. A little bigger than BB. And so be prepared for all that. And we'll go to the dealership and we'll go through, have them give us some bags and stuff, and she'll show you kind of what we bring, how we pack, how she rolls everything up, how it all fits. We don't ride the bike anymore on the trips, but it hasn't changed. If we did, we would pack the same way we do now. We do then. But I mean, even in our trailer, she still has to do laundry every 12 days.
10, 12 days. Yeah, I got enough for 14 days.
That's how many socks and underwear we got. Shirts, we got plenty. Jeans, same thing. We only got 2 or 3 pairs of jeans, a couple pairs of shorts, because we have times we can wear shorts. We don't ride our bikes with shorts. But if it was warm today, we would have had shorts on. We didn't. I looked at the weather, and we were supposed to not get over 70 today, which I think it got to about 72 today. So the weather has been off. And if you look at the radar and stuff when it comes to temperature, they've been off on their predictions of the temperature right now. So I don't know what's with that. I don't know why it's so weird here, why it's different. But I know it varies over the Black Hills. Temperature can change. It's definitely cooler when you're in the Black Hills. Deadwood seems to be a little warmer than than here. Sturgis is about the warmest. Rapid City's pretty warm too. But when you get up into the hills and stuff, it's a little more comfortable. To where if it's like we went 2 years ago when it was 105, it was still like in the mid 90s when we were up there riding. It was when we came down from Deadwood, it was like, oh my gosh, it's hot. And we should have stayed up there. So
what are we doing coming back down here? 105.
And one of the things, like if you watch our Custer series that we just did, Custer State Park, you want to make sure you do that early in the morning because you get to see where the bisons are moving. You wait till the afternoon, it's hot. They're going to be hunkered down somewhere. They could be up on some hill someplace, and you'll never see them. And so you want to, if you're going to do things like that, you want to go off with a lot of our advice. We figured this out from us doing this because the first time we went out to Custer State Park, we seen nothing. The first time many moons ago, we rode all the way around and we finally stopped at the ranger station and said, "Where the hell are they at?" It was like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. He goes, "Gotta get here early in the morning." And so that's how we learned it from. And so when we come, actually this time was pretty cool. We got there around quarter
And
to
if you watch the video, there's a special little secret tip.
Yep.
So we gotta watch the video to find it out.
And so there's ways to find out things. And that's what we do while we're here is give you guys information to help you when you come to the Sturgis rally. You can have everything kind of planned out. Hey, I want to do this ride. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's like this couple that was just here. They went to Needles Highway yesterday, and they said what a nightmare it was. Wasn't motorcycles, cars. And we
did July weekend.
Yeah. So we did one the other day. Did I put my Needles Highway up yet? I don't know. Maybe I didn't do my Needles Highway yet. But we went on a Wednesday. Middle of the week. And it was so many freaking cars. But yeah, we ate breakfast in Hill City. It was about 10 o'clock. We got out there about 11:30 on Needles Highway. And it was like a parking lot. We didn't have to
I think there's a lot of trails and stuff out there for people to walk on. So there was a lot of families that must be out here on vacation, all parked alongside the road, all trying to get up.
Parking on both sides. There's no parking there, but they're put their cars and then trucks and pickups and all that are trying to get through. And it was just a mess. Now we got an Iron Mountain, and there wasn't hardly anybody on it.
That was good.
Seen a few motorcycles, and that was about it.
I know everybody's saying the countdown to when they are leaving to get here. And everybody's asking Ryder X if he's coming.
Nope. He probably won't come next year either. He's going to miss Sturgis altogether. Biggest motorcycle event in the world is the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. And I can't preach enough to you, just like while we're here now. It's the Black Hills is probably some of the most beautiful riding you could ever have. And also a lot of challenging. You know, what's great now is, it's like here, if you got a trike, or you're somebody that wants to ride slow, this is the best time to come out here and do Iron Mountain or Needles Highway. You can putt around out there at 35 miles an hour. You know, you can scoot over and let the bikes go by, flag them by, or a car that's behind you, or whatever. You can enjoy it. You can see the scenery. Because I say, if you're coming out here like I normally ride it, balls to the walls, you got to watch the road. There could be an antelope standing next to the side of the road, and I would never see it because I'm concentrating on the road to keep in my lane, stay in my curve, make sure the car coming at me isn't going to hit me. Which sometimes that does get around there. So
Ryder X says in all caps, "I will be there next year. Come hell or high water, I will be there."
All right, let me take a picture of that. You thought you were going to be here this year too. You were pretty sure. So better start thinking about where you're going to stay now. And but yeah, it's there's nothing.
Did you call out there at Thunderdome about that cabin with the bathroom in it?
And you probably book that now. You probably book it for next year because it's his cabins. Yeah, they own it all, so they're not going to let whoever would rent it probably wouldn't. They'd probably still do the cabins. Just depending on what you want.
Jerry, I can't believe it. He said this will be his third time out here, but I always thought you just came every other year. But maybe we just happened to catch you on those years.
And sometimes it's hard. This year we're trying something new this year. Once again, I'm changing a little bit about what we normally were planning on doing, but we're trying to give you all the information before you get to the rally. So even while you're coming here, you should be checking out the videos and things like that. And a lot of people aren't watching them, which is kind of shocking that we're not getting the big views that I thought we'd get getting ready for the countdown. Because my Sturgis page, I'm gaining probably 50 subscribers a day on that. And our YouTube channel's gaining too. But we're not getting the views that I thought we would be doing now. We're still 3,000 to 5,000 views. Which kind of sucks for all the information we're giving you out. And but we still got a lot of things to still do and still stuff to kind of iron out. There's still a lot of things that the Buffalo Chip hasn't even got all their crap together yet. Full throttle. Like I say, we're showing a lot of full throttle. And because they're the ones that you can really see what they're doing to their campgrounds. A lot of these other ones, which is really weird this year, like go down to Days Inn down here, you're lucky you can find a camping spot right now. It's full. A couple of the other Bulldog out here. Bulldog used to be closed. They're open. They've got probably 30 or 40 trailers sitting out there, and people are in them. They're not just sitting there parked. Now, I'm assuming some of them may be leaving before the rally, which some of these people come and go. No Name, where we're at, right down the street. They've kind of gone back and forth. Sometimes they're really full. Sometimes they got like 6 trailers, but it's not a big place anyway.
Yeah.
Susie's, when we drove by there this morning, he hasn't really had too much of nobody. He's got 6 trailers sitting in his lot already. So there's a lot of campgrounds already, stuff going on out here. I noticed today when we were over there, I could see the Sturgis RV Park up there on the top with a whole bunch of trailers up on that upper
we
level.
haven't gone up to the one up on the hill yet to change its name.
Yeah, but we could see from the other day, because some of our subscribers were staying up there. It used to be called the Big Rig RV Park. Now it's
Black Hills Vista.
Yeah. I wasn't that impressed with it before. I don't know. We'll go up there and kind of look around. Most of the campgrounds, it depends on what you want to do. You know, some people go to like Glencoe, for instance, and you never leave. You're out there, you're partying, doing all the things you do there, and that's fine. Buffalo Chip, same way. There's a lot of people go to the Buffalo Chip and never leave. Don't even go on rides. They just go there and party and have a good time. And there's other people like us. We get up in the morning, we're gone all day, come back, and and that's the end of the day. And so that's kind of how we do it. The same thing I do with vacation. We've got campground in Rapid City there 2 weeks, had a hot tub in a pool, never got in it at any time.
It was cold though too.
Well, one day it was hot. When we first got there, it was pretty warm. It's too hot to get in it.
Too hot to get in the hot tub.
So on the cold day, she didn't want to get in there. I said, well, it'd be too bad. Get in there, be nice and hot when we get out. Have a shower.
Freezing.
Heat up to 105 degrees and then get all nice and sweaty and you'll jump in the shower and be ready to go back to bed. So she didn't want to do that.
They're staying right next to us, Ryder X. Ryder X says, I can come this year and just chill out at Jill and Jerry's. And I said, they're going to be staying right next to us. David said, I signed Linda and myself up for the Chiefs ride. We'll be wearing our Raiders Nation gear. There you go.
And so we'll be getting there early. We're going to talk to the chief before that. We got to call him the chief. She called him Friday, but we knew he wouldn't be in. But
he always comes back. I have no doubt.
Chief's been a great guy. Chief tells us everything, and I love the chief. He's our greatest contact now with the city. City has gone through a lot of changes. We're not even dealing with the city anymore. I get my information from who I can, and that's it. There's a lot of crap going on in the city here. You don't need to know. They've got all new aldermen. The mayor stepped down. A whole lot of crap got nothing to do with the rally. It got nothing to do with you coming here. Nothing's changed. We still got the same police chief, public works guy, same guy in charge of the trash and city cleaning it up and all that stuff.
He might be working for the public works department for a minute here.
Yeah, they invited me to go do something.
Well, no, I thought the other thing you want to do.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to call them and volunteer. Well, I already complained about it last week. I'm going to see about fixing all of the 2 Sturgis signs here have tons and tons of stickers on it. If your sticker's on there, and some of you may even be on here tonight, we're taking them off. If they don't approve them, I'm taking them off anyway. If they want me to paint the sign, I'll paint it. I'll take them all off, clean the wall.
Well, because we even did an intro on it, and it just looked like crap.
With all those stickers in the background, you can't even see your sticker. So we need to clean them all off and quit. If you see anybody putting stickers on there, tell them don't. You're defacing the signs. And these are signs we all want in our videos and our pictures to look good. Right. You don't want to see a bunch of stupid stickers. Half of them are cheap-ass stickers that all that's left is the whiteness of the sticker. It's kind of like when you rub your finger on a wet piece of paper and it kind of rubs it all off. That's what's on there. There's a couple of stickers that you can still tell what they are, but when you look at my video, you can't see them. They're blurred because you're focused on me, not on the little teeny weeny stickers that are behind you. So if you are one of those people, don't do that anymore. We don't have any of our stickers on there. I would never put them on. I thought about it and I thought, then when I looked at my video, I'm like, no, this is crap. Now we do stick stickers over at the Full Throttle Saloon and places like that on their poles and stuff.
And usually we'll ask before.
No, I don't.
I don't know. I have a few times.
I don't. No, we did in the bar. We did a kickstand. We gave them a sticker and they put it on the bar. And so we didn't just stick it on there on our own. Or something like that. They got a nice wooden bar. I'm not going to stick a sticker on there without their permission. So then in a case like that, yes. And because I told her, go up there and see about, because we were just talking to the owner. And she's like, was talking to us. And I said, we'll go back up there and talk to her, see if we can put a sticker on the bar. And so she ended up giving it to the bartender. And she's, oh, yeah, we'll put it on there for you. Thanks. Thank you for putting it on there. So that thing, most places don't mind doing it because it's just like here. We brought in 10 people and half of them ate tonight. So they made money off of us. And we're sitting here. There's only one table is all that's out here on the patio. So right now we're not taking up any space. That's one of the reasons we kind of started doing it from our time here is 4 to 6 to where we kind of get out of here before, if they're going to have a crowd come in, we'd be gone by then. But last week it wasn't that busy, and right now it's not that busy. Probably because the rain chased a lot of people off, might have went home for the night. For July weekend, people might be wound down. They're ready to go back to work tomorrow.
I did get to see 2 sets of fireworks over the weekend.
Sturgis had them on Wednesday, on the 3rd, they have the bands down here. Every Wednesday night during the summer, they have bands downtown. And,
Not during the rally.
Yeah, not during rally. And then, so they shot them up that day over at the baseball park over here. So we went over there and watched that. And then Piedmont, where Neil likes to stay, that's the closest one to
We
Catman
actually sat in the American Legion parking lot to watch them.
Yep. And it was over at the bar, which is going to be a bar we're going to do a review on. Another bar you should kind of check out. And a couple of neat bars that we're going to be hitting here in the next week or so to give you guys some of the other options to hit. Maybe we'll do a video just on bars. I don't know. We did one already, but maybe we'll do some more. We did 3 of our best bars that we hit that.
We could do some of the outline because that was mostly just here in Sturgis.
Well, we did the 3 where we did Lewis and the
SOB bar.
Yeah, and we did the Veterans Club, I guess.
Yes, I did, and I tried to answer, but he was talking. It is Kickstart's Cabins. I'm sure that's it.
That's what it's called.
Because that's who owns it. That's who owns the cabins. The Thunderdome is where the Beaver Bar used to be, but you've never been here, so you don't know that.
Kickstarts is who
is the one who owns all that area.
I think it's Kickstarts is their website.
Yeah, Kickstart's Cabins, both with a K. I'm sure that's it.
If you have any trouble, let us know. We'll give you the phone number for him. You can go call him personally. And he's got cabins right now still available, last time I heard. But they have showers in them. They're not they're not fancy cabins. They got the bed in it. They got a loft in it. If you get the queen size bed, it's got a single bunk on top, which I like because what we do with the single bunk is where we put all of our suitcases.
Because there's really no storage. There's not like a dresser. There's not a closet. So we just put all of our stuff up on that
second bed.
Yeah.
And it worked really good. You got a refrigerator, a stove. They got a heater in it, which most of them don't have heaters. Heater and the air conditioner. And then you got a toilet, and then you have another room with a shower stall in it, full size shower. And but I mean, it's wood. It's a big It's a big shed. It's probably, I don't know, 12 foot wide by probably 20, 24 foot, maybe even bigger than that. Maybe not as big. I don't think it's as big as our trailer. It's wider than our trailer, but not a lot of room. But I mean, for 2 people, it would be ideal. If you want to shower, you want your own toilet, it's flushable. It's a regular toilet.
That's what Angie wants.
Not an RV toilet. Got a mirror. But I mean, it's not staying at the, you could always stay at the what's the hotel? I said it's got the really cool bar in it.
Oh, Baymont.
Baymont is probably the nicest hotel here. But you're going to spend $300 to $400 a night versus $3,000, what's $28.95 for the cabin for the full rally.
It's pretty centrally located. It's right outside of Sturgis. You're not real close. You're not right off the 90 highway, but you're probably.
You're right. You're real close to the Buffalo Chip, and you're closer to Full Throttle Saloon. You'll be 3 miles out of the center of town. And then, so the rides are Spearfish is that way, probably 30 miles, and Needles Highway, and the rest are 30 But I mean, you're
miles.
not getting that much. We're on Kathmandu, which is right on the 90. So we're kind of, I like where we're at because we're kind of central to most of the stuff. You're going to do Custer and all that. You're still a 40, 45 mile drive to get to Custer.
They had some cancellations, Rod King. I'd call right now.
What?
He said, I wonder how much extra it'd be for a full hookup. Because right now they were 100% booked. But they did have a couple cancellations, but there was a waiting list.
So I don't know if it was a waiting list of people that had electric sites that wanted full hookups. I don't know. See, the first year we came and stayed all that time, we brought the Blue Boy. Now I think he's going to have a pump truck come through, but I have no idea. Most time it's $40 to $70 what the pump trucks charge to pump you out.
So you're here in town? Says, hey guys, we made it. Putting up the tents and checking our gear for Sturgis. So I guess they're here.
No,
That's crap on a cracker.
It could be put in
It
gear.
says we made it. Hey guys, we made it. Putting up tents, checking our gear for Sturgis.
I'm thinking they're not here. I don't know. Are you in Sturgis?
The cabins of Kathmandu do not have private bathrooms. No.
No.
But like I said,
another place you can call, which I think they're going to be sold out for next year because is Days Inn. Days Inn Campground, which is right at the highway there. It's a good location. They're a very good campground. They have cabins with bathrooms. A few. And this year they actually had one that canceled. So it came back up. So, but they only have 3 or 4, and You could call. I don't know what that guy's name is. We went in the other day, but he wasn't in the office. I think it's like Dave or something. Dan or something, I think is what his name is.
But if you call Jack's Campers right now, you can probably get that delivered to Kathmandu, and then you'd have an RV with a bathroom and everything. Because I think Fender Kitten, you talked to her last year about all the upgrades she had. So there you go.
The sooner you make a decision, the better off you are. Some places won't book nothing until the rally is over. But the next year, I'm saying if you ain't booked by January, you're going to be screwed next year. It's like here, we'll settle out, which I say we'll probably be at Kathmandu again next year. Nothing wrong with the buffalo chip, nothing wrong with a lot of these other campgrounds. We get other offers. The buffalo chip to me is just too busy for us. Not too noisy, not too loud, not too nasty, too big. Because when we get there, they have so much stuff going on that it's hard to even get out of there. I'd rather be able to be limited, loud, to do whatever I want. But if I see stuff going on, it's like even here in town. Oh, look, there's a bikini bike course. Oh, let's go check some of those girls. So yeah. So that's kind of how we do it. Kathmandu, we'll see how this year goes. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably. What's nice about them is they're open now all through the summer. So you can come out here now and stay at Kathmandu.
Or if you want to come extra early, a week earlier or whatever, you
can do that. Or let's say you can't get in Kathmandu, but yet, hey, I can come out the week before. And as long as I'm gone by Thursday night, pre-rally or before August 1st, he probably has sites up till August 1st, to where you can come out to pre-rally.
You probably wouldn't have to pay rally prices.
Yeah.
So Sandy, are you bringing your bike up with you? I'm sure you are, but just wondering. Renting an RV seems to be more expensive way to go. Okay.
Probably because which it would be, if you paid $3,000 for the RV and you got the linens and the pots and pans and all that, probably $3,500. Then you got to pay for the campground.
But at least at Kathmandu, you don't have to buy a bracelet, which
So there you could probably get a full hookup at Kathmandu for under $1,000. Probably anywhere from, I don't know what his rate is this year, $650 to $1,000 for a full hookup, and then the cabin. So you would end up paying more. You'd probably pay close to $4,000.
So the good thing about the kickstarts cabins,
towels, linens, and all that.
Now, when we rented at Kathmandu, which I still think this is true,
you bring your own stuff.
You have to bring all your own linens, your own towels, all that stuff. So we had it shipped out here because we rode the bikes. But if you're bringing the bikes on a trailer, then you'll have your truck to put all your extra stuff in. So, yeah. Absolutely. Bringing the Harley, 750 Street. Been out there riding it. Good for you, Sandy. Tuesday, I'm going to be out on my bike. Next Friday is my beautiful wife's Patsy's birthday, so please wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Patsy. So that's next Friday.
So what we're looking to do during this rally, once the rally starts, like on August 2nd, we're looking to maybe do a video every day that would be just live. That saves me from editing. We can knock an hour out or so of doing a video, kind of show you different locations that we're at. Maybe we'll do one from here. Maybe we'll do one from the Knuckle. Maybe do one from, we're thinking about doing it at the dealerships. The 2 dealerships here, one in town and the one up at Black Hills Harley. That way you can kind of knock all that stuff out. And then then we want to do other things like Wednesday, we're going to do that ride to Hewlett. Tuesday, we're going to be downtown. Because the idea is what we don't want to do this year is show you stuff that you can't see. So to show you
the flyover.
What's good is to show you the next day.
Because you've missed it.
Yeah. So
it's over and done with.
So we'll tell you what we're going to do with the live. Like, hey, tomorrow we're going to be doing this and this and this and this. Monday we're thinking about doing our first Monday. We're looking to do our meet and greet. Haven't picked the time out yet. That'll be at Kathmandu. Everybody getting free. Sunday afternoon, 1-3. We're going to be at the Buffalo Chip doing the meet and greet with all the YouTubers. It's going to be at Camp Zero. I'm not happy with where they're doing it at, but the reason they want to do it at Camp Zero is they want people to find out where that's at. It doesn't get the exposure that it's supposed to be. Used to be Camp Zero was more of a be wild area that anything goes. And we're not big Camp Zero people either. We've gone down there a couple times. She's going to have her bike in the Evo show. She already signed up for that. If you sign up for the Evo show, you get a free shirt. First 100 people. I don't know how many they got.
A mint flannel shirt. It's not
Yeah.
a Dixon, it's a mint.
Yeah. So she'll be getting that. So that'll be happening. So that's the only bike show for sure. She probably won't enter the Sportster show because I think that's over at the Camp 02, and then probably not. Just the Evo she's going to enter her bike in.
No problem, Rowan.
So that's kind of some of the things we're going to do.
When you guys get to town.
Will be Thursday night is when they do the Veteran Appreciation Day out of the chip, which Mike's going to be putting some of the stuff on. He's doing some of the stuff out there. We'll be covering that. Maybe we'll do our live from there that night. I don't know. Kid Rock will be on. I don't know if we're staying for Kid Rock. We've seen Kid Rock enough. For us, concerts doesn't bring us to a rally. Sorry.
It's icing on the cake, but
they should have the Rolling Stones coming on the 90th here. They were alive on the 90th. That doesn't mean I'm going to come for sure on the 90th because the Rolling Stones were playing here. But if I'm here, if it's a band I wouldn't mind seeing, Bob Seger showed up, or like last year we wanted to see Def Leppard, and she wanted to see that, so we did. We watched that. George Thorogood's been here. We like to see him. Kid Rock we've seen a couple of times before we came here. This year there really isn't. I'd like to see a little bit of Jelly Roll, but I'm not going to stay the whole night and see Jelly Roll. They play his songs over and over and over and over. So it'd be nice just to see him for a few minutes. Kid Rock, kind of the same thing. We can't film any of that, but you could film him coming on stage and talking. And that's usually all I ever do.
Camp Zero is free to get in.
Yeah. They're going to have this big swap meet out there. The guy that used to be out at the racetrack. There is nothing going on at the Speedway. Nobody has signed up for that. Somebody asked me and said they thought they heard. No. Signs are still up, but nothing is going on there.
Nobody's rented it yet. And Lynette and Brent is who owns Kathmandu. So if you need to call her or talk to her, that's her name. Rowan says he hasn't heard nothing back from her yet for the age yet.
Well, it's possible.
She's a little busy.
Yeah. It's possible you may not hear nothing until after the rally because this is their first year. We feel they're already pretty overwhelmed. But I mean, we haven't really sat down and talked to them about all the issues. I'm not volunteering to do anything. So I don't want to know too much because I don't want to accidentally say, well, I could do that. Because I ain't going to do that. We're here and we're doing our job and that's all we're going to do. So that's where it is. But I mean, they've done a lot. They got a new bar. It's all fixed up. And so I'm saying what you probably should wait. If you don't hear anything, I wouldn't bother her. I would wait till after the rally's over on that Wednesday or Thursday after the rally's over and maybe give her a call and say, hey, I'm the guy that Bob and Tam knows from Australia. And, I'd like to go ahead and set something up with that cabin if I could and go from there. And if you don't, by that point, then let us know and we'll call her and talk to her.
Well, I think him and Neil had a hard time. I do have it. Okay. Connecting emails. So I don't know what the issue is, but I'll ask her if she got it. And then I'll email you and let you know if at least she got your email, but she just can't get to it. Maybe she might be waiting until after the rally to get all that done. And I'll tell her to make sure that she calls you first.
A lot of times I always get
Neil's on. I thought you went to bed, Neil. Yes, give us a thumbs up, please.
And so a lot of things are going on, and town's getting ready. They painted all the curves. They put new lines down. Things are really looking nice here. They've really done some painting. They've been doing some fixing up. Some of the buildings have been had some cosmetics work done on it. Across the street, they need to do something across the street. It looks like their big sign. I don't know if it fell down, if it broke. I don't know.
The one that had the big bear on it, lit up.
It's gone. So we first
thought maybe see where it was.
Yeah. I thought maybe they were going to change the name, but then we started looking around at else, and they said, no, they still, on top of the sign, says, welcome to One Eye Jack's, and said, we'll be open for lunch and dinner on May 22nd. They need to take that banner down, too. It's past May 22nd.
Yeah.
And they still got a banner up telling you that they're serving lunch and dinner. So you need to get with the show there over there at One Eye Jack's. Anybody on One Eye Jack's listening, tell them to take the banner down. People can pretty well figure you're open.
They want to know, he said, Fun on Wheels said, remind me again about Camp Zero. So it's a creator content thing. I will call you, Fun on Wheels. I just looked to make sure.
So what it is 1 to 3 on Sunday, the first Sunday, which would be the 4th. Camp Zero is when you first come into the Buffalo Chip. If you're coming off the 79, which is the main road, you're going to make a right in towards the Buffalo Chip. You make a left on is the Alkali Road.
Alkali.
You make a left on that. It actually says airport. You run down that road, you'll see the Buffalo Chip to your right. As soon as you get to the end of the Buffalo Chip, there's a gravel road to your right. You look to your left. There'll be a little gravel road. That's another big sign that says Buffalo
Legendary
Chip.
Buffalo Chip.
You'll pull underneath there. On the left, when you get down there, you'll see a big red barn. That's where it's at. You don't have to be invited to that because they're not requiring any passes to get in.
You don't have to have a
personal invitation.
And you don't have to have a wristband to get in.
No. So they're also going to have a big flea market out front. You don't need a badge for that. They have some bike shows down there. Up at Crossroads, where the main bar is, Big Engine Bar, where they have the Wall of Death and all kinds of stuff going on up there. Demo rides and stuff will be going on up there. That's all free to get into. What costs to get into is the campground. Once you cross the gate to get into the campground, you got to have a wristband. You either got to pay the $105 a day or buy a weekly pass or whatever you're buying to get in. That gets you all the concerts. It gets you to Bikini Beach. It gets you down to Camp Zero or to Camp Easy Ride. You got to pretty much anything that goes inside that campground. You have to have a bracelet on. But the main thing that you would know about is if you were coming to a concert, you got to have a wristband for the campground. Everything else that goes
on. You have to have a camping pass to see the concert.
Yes. So everything else that goes on at the Buffalo Chip, they got a museum in the back. Don't need a wristband for that. They're going to have a Legends ride, I believe, out of there. Don't need a wristband for that. They got all the stuff that goes on up there. The Wall of Death is free to watch. Don't need a wristband for that. All the bike shows are free. So there's a lot of things going on at the Buffalo Chip that are free. I had no idea. For years, we had no idea. We never went out to Buffalo Chip. We went out and seen Kid Rock 15, 20 years ago. But when the lightning bolt came down in 2015, we were there. We didn't know anything about it. We even parked all the way in the back. We didn't even know you could drive your motorcycle inside the campground. If you got a pass on your wrist that you bought, you don't have to park out back. You can pull your motorcycle and find a place inside the campground to park. Don't park on somebody's campsite, but there's places you can park. You get there early enough, you can pull inside the arena area. There's just a lot of you leave your bike, sit down by Bikini Beach, short walk up there. You know, if 30,000 people park there, ain't gonna find enough parking for it. But if you got there early, that's like I tell people, if you're gonna get there early, get a good place to be, find you a place to sit. There is some seating inside there if you don't get into VIP, because even you get up to
top shelf.
There's no guaranteed seats there either. There's a handful of bar stools if you get there early, and you can snag up. But other than that, you're standing at a counter watching the band. Most are standing seats. People that have golf carts, they'll sit in the golf carts. Also, there's a little bit of a hill. If you've ever been there with Mexi Philly, Maria's Bandanas, there's a lot of people there. They'll sit in lawn chairs and stuff out there.
Well, there's a few little picnic tables too, a couple, not many. So, Rowan, the showers don't cost at Kathmandu. It's free. They have free
only
shower house.
We know that charges for showers is Day City.
Questions? Do you know where I can call to stay when I work at Sturgis?
No. There is no place to stay.
I would ask if you're working somewhere, ask them where they would suggest.
No. Where are you going to stay in? Are you going to tent camp? You're going to sleep in your car? You want to rent an RV? You want a motel? What do you want? If you want a tent camp, there's plenty of places to tent camp, but it's going to cost you. Some of them are as low as about $10 or $15. Some are as high as $40 a night. There you go. But most places, like if you stay at, you were going to work at Full Throttle Saloon, Happy Hoyle's not going to let you camp there for free. You're staying at the Buffalo Chip, no camping there for free. Unless you're somebody that's been there. Like there's people that work in there now that'll probably get to stay there for free. It's part of their wages.
They'll bring like their trailer in.
Yeah, that is possible, but they're not anywhere near any of us. They're in their own little club area over there where they're at. That if you don't know where they're at, you wouldn't be able to find them because they're way out of the way. I don't even know if what utilities they have. Probably only got electric and water. I don't know if they got sewer. I doubt it. But
Mike says he thinks you get a wristband for participating in the charity rides. I didn't think so either, but I didn't know.
Nope. Now, if you're coming into, like, you're doing the Legends ride, you're going to get to go down there to the end. They're going to have a lunch or dinner at the end down there in the museum part. But you're not going to be allowed. They're going to have it fenced off. You're not going to be allowed to get into the campground. But no, you do not get a wristband because they tell you, like, if you want to ride in with the Badgers, They get the ride in. The first 100 people, I don't know if they still got any openings or not, badger.com, you can go to, they have a ride in, but they'll tell you on their thing, you must buy a wristband to do the ride in. The ride doesn't cost
He
you.
says Legends, Biker Bells, and Rusty Wallace rides too. I don't know. We've gone and filmed it all, but
We've done the Legends ride. We've done
Yeah.
wristbands. Last year we did. 2 years ago I did. We got those free ones from somebody that didn't go, gave us their
Diane.
bid. We did not get anything to get into the buffalo chip for free.
I don't know. We got a whole little packet.
I know, but we did not get wristbands.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I know. We'll call Chris tomorrow and you can double check. But
There's Captain
nothing that I know gives. First of all, Rusty Wallace is not coming back here. Rusty Wallace leaves from Deadwood, comes back to Deadwood. So they don't even come to the buffalo chip this year. The Bells ride is up front. They go into the Crossroads and they have their bike show and all that in the Crossroads area. So there's no need to have a wristband. But there's none that I know that give wristbands away. Because most of them don't come back into the chip.
So Egghead says he's a bedroll and lean-to kind of camp biker.
Okay.
That's
You could do,
Die Hard.
where are you working at?
No, that's somebody else.
In town's the best place.
In
A lot of
Camp
these,
Life,
a lot of
free.
people in town have yards. You can check when you get into town. They can have up to, I don't know, it's 5 or 10 in a yard. Some of them offer showers. Some of them let you come in their house and take a shower, their basement.
Awesome.
And that's all you need. You can actually stay. We just did the video about staying free. You can stay out at Camp 5 out by Deadwood. There's a bunch of state
We gave you
national forests.
the little barcode that you could click on, and it'll tell you all the different
Those are all
maps.
free places to stay.
That's right.
So that's possible. I wouldn't do that, but some of you might.
So Anthony wants to know what we thought of Lewis's Burgers.
I like that.
That's good.
Not the best burger I've ever had, but they were good. Very good atmosphere. Biker bar. No rough, no 1%er. There's 1%ers that come out there, but I mean, it's not no place you wouldn't. I don't mind taking her to. I'm not going to take her where there's trouble or something like that at. But the new owner, a young guy, he was on our channel. Go back to the 3 bars we recommend when we first kind of got to town.
Aren't we all?
We kind of show that, and we just split a burger that day and fries and stuff, and it was pretty good. We probably will eat there again before the rally's over. Maybe when we do our little loop, because we haven't gone over to what's the bar, Caddy Corner.
Boar's Nest.
Boar's Nest. We haven't done the Boar's Nest yet. I don't know if we'll make it to eat at the Boar's Nest. They're too close together to eat.
Did you looked up something the other day on the Sugar Shack, didn't you?
Yeah. Sugar Shack still shows closed, burned down. What it is the guy that ran the Sugar Shack is at some convenience store with his cooker, and he's doing stuff there. If you go to the Facebook page Sugar Shack, that's how I seen that. So he just showed that the other day. It says the article when it burnt down said he was going to rebuild it. There is nothing anywhere saying is doing anything at this moment. Now I'm assuming it's in Deadwood. I don't know where that was at. I
They
thought
said
it was
right there on the corner. You know where that candy store is? I always thought that was the Sugar Shack, but I think it's in Deadwood.
See, I thought it was that one out by Hill City.
That's what I thought. That's by the barbecue place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that burned down.
No.
That's not there anymore. Not the
That
barbecue
candy
place.
shop is still there.
Oh, is it?
It's the big candy shop. That's what I always thought the Sugar Shack was. But I think they said it was out in Deadwood.
Yeah, when I looked it up on the internet the other day, put Sugar Shack, it said permanently closed, and it was a Deadwood address.
So Rod King, Sugar Shack was a little restaurant that was a hangout. A lot of people used to like to go
Yeah,
there.
they had burgers.
We'd never been
there. No, we never saw it.
So
I remember seeing it.
Sorry to hear that, but like I said, I think we're all
But he's cooking.
heading
He's
that
cooking at. Well, if you look it up, let me look and see what the restaurant, the convenience store where he's
hanging
doing his thing at. But if you go to their Facebook page, Facebook.
Everyone says he's hanging out for the eateries video.
Facebook. Yep, that's
They're
out
coming up
tomorrow.
soon.
So type in
Rest in peace, Sugar Shack.
Sugar Shack.
Rod King says on the 385.
That's what I thought it was on the 385 too. So if you go down to his page, there's where it is. He's at Merritt, Merritt General Store.
General Grill.
No, General Store.
Oh.
And that's where he's cooking at. There's a little picture of it. There he is cooking on the deck. So this is on his Facebook page, Sugar Shack. So I'm assuming that's where he's working. It's got a trailer sitting there. That's where he's working at. But if you look at his Facebook page, there is nothing. There's a menu too that you can look at. There's nothing on his Facebook page about rebuilding. So at that moment, I would say
So
he's not
Fun on
rebuilding.
Wheels says the Sugar Shack was on the 385 in the middle of nowhere between Lead and that Picola Reservoir, where the 385 was stopped. So it was in between.
So
those
we've
two.
been by it. We never ever stopped. So all I'm saying is on his Facebook page, it doesn't say
All right.
anything. If I was rebuilding, my Facebook page would be plastered with it. So he's showing he's at this Merritt, Merritt. Go to Sugar Shack Facebook page, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go looking for the guy. I don't think I haven't seen any new construction. We've been down the 385 down that way. We've gone to Lead. We rode on it just the other day, and I didn't see any new construction of anything. So I'm going to leave it at that. We are going to go down to 385 towards the end of this week. They're supposed to be opening the 385, and we will let you know what the road looks like.
Oh, Fun on Wheels says it's near Nemo. I wonder if it's that place. Remember we stopped at and talked to that guy?
Oh, the one who was down there in the hole?
I wonder if that was it.
Could be. Don't know. Yeah, I think that's, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We may have been there. Does Kathmandu have something for food, and can I cook there using camper burning stove?
Yes, you can bring a Coleman stove. That's
This is
acceptable.
Rowan.
You can bring a Coleman stove.
He's going to bring it from Australia?
Or maybe he'll ship it over. We said that about Kevin Do before. You can ship stuff to him. Yes, they will have a food truck on the property the whole time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So there's no problem with that. Right down the street is Arby's. Too far to walk. But the next exit down, we have an Arby's at the gas station. If you like roast beef sandwiches, that's there. We're only 3 miles from Sturgis, so you're real close to getting. But if you just got up today, I want to get. We don't cook. We did that first year. We came. We
Shipped everything.
I had a little propane Coleman stove. We shipped that. We shipped a lantern, Coleman lantern. We shipped all this crap out there. We didn't use any of it. There's a microwave in your cabin and a coffee maker and a little refrigerator. So if you want to go buy some some lunch meat and some bread, some peanut butter and jelly.
Or maybe some pop top open soups or something like that. But just to have in there in case you want something to eat.
Or something, yeah. So
3 best places to eat breakfast and supper first time at Raleigh. Uncle Louis.
Well, first of all, you need to know where are you staying at. If we're talking Sturgis, okay, we like Uncle Louis. It's a good place to eat. We have ate at the Vets Club. They have dishes, all you can eat breakfast, and they usually have a lunch or dinner too there. We also have Johnny doesn't do breakfast, but he's got pretty good food. The things that I stay away from, other than Johnny's place, I don't eat out the food trucks out here on the road. Why? Because we walk by there towards 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and those pans are full of food. And I'm betting money that same crap's coming back out tomorrow, and they're cooking it again. So I don't eat any of that. I don't eat hot dogs off the street. I don't eat anything. We have never, ever ate anything off the street. Other than maybe an ice cream, or I think we bought an ice cream from there was an ice cream truck down here at the end one time. Next to Rush down there. We got ice cream before. A snack like that, a pretzel or something I probably would get off the street. But typically, Domino's has a little booth right in front of their Domino's store. Now, we've ate slices of the pizza from there. So along here, I have no problem eating here at Loud American. Had good food here. The Knuckle. I like the Knuckle.
The Knuckle is supposed to be having breakfast too.
Yeah. And but I don't know how good that's going to be. It's still new. We ate at Side Hacks the other day, which is going to come up on the video
tomorrow. In Deadwood.
Okay, so Deadwood, where's the best place to eat breakfast in Deadwood?
The Franklin Hotel.
Yes, it's not cheap, but it's good. Best food.
And that's probably the only place in Deadwood that serves breakfast. Remember, we got down there one morning and we looked. We walked up and down the street. Nothing open till about 10 or 11.
Quick food, we eat at Mustang Sally's. It's got a little cafe inside, and they got a big area to sit outside. It's right there on the main drag. That's pretty good. We made it a couple of the casinos. We went to one. What's the one we went to, and I wasn't that impressed with?
We ate at the Midnight Star upstairs.
Yeah, that's the one I wasn't impressed with.
And then we've eaten at one of the ones.
That other one was across the street, but it was like sandwiches we ate. That was okay. That might have been. Was that It's like the Hard Rock now that the guy owns.
Oh, no, I don't think it was that one.
Wasn't that one?
It's not too far down from wherever the Elks is at.
There's a couple little places like just on the next street over, which is the main drag. So you got Main Street that kind of goes through the center of Deadwood, which will be bike parking only. And then there's another outer road. It's probably, is it the 14A? Is that what it goes through Deadwood?
Yeah.
That's the 14A. There's a couple. There's like an old gas station there.
It looks like there's a couple like coffee shops. I don't know how much food they got. They might have like bagels and stuff like that. Right there on the outside, not down Main Street, but on the outside of Deadwood there. And I'm sure the hotels, some of those hotels and casinos.
So, but I mean, we don't eat a lot in Deadwood. So we've ate at Mustang Sally's probably 4 or 5 times, maybe more, that we've ate at Mustang Sally's. Because they got hamburgers, chicken strips. It's pretty much like stuff you're going to eat here at the rally. And then the Legends is just very expensive. We probably spent $20 or $30 each to eat.
So this is what Sandy said. They go to the breakfast buffet downstairs at the Silverado Casino in Deadwood. So they must have a pretty good breakfast buffet there.
And then also, you're not very far from Lead. There's actually one of the churches, I think, in Lead has a breakfast. What's nice about some of the churches and the vets clubs and stuff like that is all that money goes to charity. So versus spending money at a hotel or a restaurant, whatever money they make in here, they're keeping for themselves.
Well, also, I don't know if Deadwood does it, but a lot of little churches right around here in Sturgis. Oh, is that what you said?
I said.
Sorry, I'm reading comments.
Churches and vets club and all that, they have charity. They have a deal. They even have one out here. One of the girls keeps saying out here on the other side of the Full Throttle Saloon. They have that little town there. Mm-hmm. They have the church does something, but I think they're only doing, which I probably won't go. It's only got biscuits and gravy, pancakes, and sausage, and that's it.
In Hill City.
I don't want that. I'm not. I want a variety of stuff. I don't eat sausage and I don't eat eggs. So pancakes and bacon. That's one step up from McDonald's. We can go out here and do 99 cents out there at Fort
Hayes.
There you go, 99-cent breakfast. All pancakes you can eat.
Mike says it's 79 and sunny in Minnesota. Got rid of that rain. That's good for you.
So there's a lot of great places. And like I say, we don't do a whole lot in Deadwood. I like going to Deadwood. It's a really cool place, but just like here, you can always go to our Facebook pages or come on here just like here. She just told you a great place at the
Silverado Hotel.
Yeah, they got a great buffet down there, so that's kind of neat. I didn't know about that.
It says, how's the Miners Hotel in Deadwood? I don't think we've been to that one.
What's the Miners?
I don't know. It says, how's the Miners Hotel in Deadwood?
Is that the one? What's the one on the hill? What's that?
No, that's the Grand Mountain, something like that.
That's supposed to be pretty good. Now, first time we actually were in there yesterday. We stopped and used the bathrooms and all that. And it's a casino, but they have a lot of big concerts there. And so that's kind of George Thorogood's going to be playing there, and somebody else is going to be playing there. I seen them their sign. We were in there yesterday. So that's the first time we've been there. They probably have a nice restaurant.
Tom says he was just here. He went to Mount Rushmore. Now he's over at Wall's Drugs, and then he's going to come back to Deadwood for a week. So if I don't have your number, email us, and we'll try to catch up with you next week when you get back to Deadwood. Does American Legion in Sturgis do breakfast?
Yes.
It's not the American Legion. They call it the Vets Club.
Because it's the VFW and the American Legion together. So if you look it up, it comes up as the Vets Club. It's on Main Street. Is it 300-something Main Street? I don't know. It's the Vets Club. Just on the other side of the museum, on the right-hand side. Go all the way down Main. We're at the far end now. We're down here.
By 3rd and Main.
Yeah. So if
you want to go down across Junction the other way.
Yeah. Go down about 2 blocks, and on the right-hand side is the Vets Club.
Sandy said they also go to Lead and go to the Dakota Mart grocery store, and they don't bump up their prices for the rally, and they have some pre-made meals.
There you go. This one also says that on there. When we were in the other day, she said she's seen a sign that said, "We do not up our prices." Because people have bad mouths and said they do, and they don't.
Fun on Wheels said, Beaver Bar breakfast, rest in peace.
Yeah.
They had $7 breakfast, all you can eat. Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, it's not there.
Or Daytona.
Yeah. Nancy says Deadwood Mountain Grand is awesome. Yeah, it's really cool.
I figured it would be, they'd probably have good food there, but it's probably not the cheapest, because there was a restaurant there when we first walked in, and it was full of people.
So Bill from Crap on a Cracker says, Mines has a good breakfast. They have got giant honey buns at the Miners. So there you go. If you like honey buns.
And then we went to, across the street. What's that casino across the street from the 76 Rodeo? Remember we went over there? There's Wendy's, and there's a bunch of restaurants in there, fast food.
Is that Blackjack?
I don't know what that's called. Red Garter. I don't know. But as soon as you come in town from Sturgis on the right-hand side, the first big casino has, if you pull into their
breakfast all day.
they have a bunch of stuff going on inside there. They have like a, I don't know if it's a Wendy's. It's some kind of, they got about 3 fast food places inside.
Yeah, well, Cadillac Jack's. That's
that's a Cadillac Jack's. Yeah. And so you can go in there and they always have the girls doing the bike wash out front. And so that's that. We've gone in there and ate just because we wanted the fast food. But they probably got a regular restaurant too. But it's kind of like when you first walk in the door, it's right there to the left. There's like 3 or 4 little fast food places that got little tables there to eat at.
Be careful what you wish for, Grandpa and Grandma Sharp. They said 117 in Las Vegas, can't wait for the Sturgis heat. That one year, it was 105 up here, and it was cooler back home than it was here. Sunshine says there's a good restaurant at Miners Hotel in Deadwood. Okay.
So there's a bunch of good places to eat in Deadwood.
There's a place called Puppies.
Now, the other thing you can do when you come to Deadwood is when you first come into town from Sturgis, once you pass the 76 rodeo area there, next to the left, there's a big parking lot. There's a big giant building there. That's the Chamber of Commerce. You can go in there and you can ask all the questions you want. They got a lot of literature. They're going to recommend what their recommendations are, places to eat and see. You know, they got the cemetery up there. You can see where Wyatt Earp was buried at, where Calamity Jane. It's a great viewpoint from up there, but take a shuttle. Because walking was.
I think it costs to get in the cemetery, but it's well worth it. But if you take the shuttle, then you get in for free. And they take you to each grave site, and you get out, look, and get back in.
$20
because
that next time.
Deadwood's all on a hill, so
you get up there, you get a great shot. We did it last year. Great shot of Deadwood, and it's priceless. Great for taking pictures. Be great to go up there at night and during the day. I don't know what time they close at night. But that's kind of neat and cool. If you're an Indian person, there's actually an Indian shop there that we'll probably stop by soon. Talk to great
Indian
people.
Motorcycles.
If you got a vintage Indian bike, can't find parts.
He makes them.
They got machine presses all over South Dakota that they make parts.
You were going to bring those parts, your Indian parts.
I don't know what it was for now, but yeah.
Oh, Jerry wants to know where the weed shops are. I only saw one, and it's called Puppies.
It's right down the street.
It is. It's on Main Street here.
But would you have to have a medical card to buy marijuana here? You cannot smoke it in public. You can't smoke it in your car. Can't smoke it out in front of a window. You got to smoke it in private someplace. That's the way the law is. And you got to keep it in the prescription bottle it comes in, not in a baggie, in your pocket. Because you go to the popo.
Yep.
And it'll lock you up. And give you a big old fat fine, and you'll be sorry.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Holy Jennifer Jukers, Batman. We've been on for quite a while. We'll back up. We're over 100 again. Yay! Thank you all for coming on.
That's right. We appreciate
it. Give you the best information on the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Nobody else is going to give you what we're giving you. We spent all of our time giving you this great information, checking out all these places. We got a whole lot of them we're going to be checking out before Sturgis. So tomorrow, it's just some of the restaurants that in tomorrow's video, you may have seen in other videos. But we had somebody ask, can you just put a bunch of restaurants that you've done into one video? So that's what tomorrow's video is, just some places we've ate. Some we really love, some are okay. We didn't ever have any spot that we just said, this sucks.
Don't go there. No, we never.
We didn't have any. We had something we weren't overly impressed with. We had a few that had a few issues with, but overall, it's like we say here. We've ate here a bunch of times. We've ate at the Knuckle a bunch of times. We've ate at Uncle Louie's. We've ate at the Pasta Pizza Ranch. They don't raise their prices. If you're a senior, 2 to 4,
$9.99, and that includes a drink,
not alcohol, regular drink.
Yeah.
So that's a great place to eat.
And just a friendly reminder: if you were here last year and you bought a open container cup, bring it with you. It's still good this year.
Yep, they don't change them.
So yeah, they're still going to have the open
container. You just have to get a new bracelet to show you're over 21.
Yeah, and that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, it don't cost you nothing. So you can bring that cup back as many times as you want, and you bring it. And they've enlarged the area now. You can actually go over to the grocery store now, I think, with it. I don't know the line, but we'll talk to the chief about what it is when we do that. We'll update that. But they've raised them to where you can go a little farther now because people weren't allowing it to go across LaSalle. And there's the vendors over there. You should be able to go there. So they enlarged it that way. And I think they send it a little more that way. And they send it more the other way past the museum and stuff down at the Pets Club. So kind of neat. And
travels on your way
you can only drink beer and
malt liquor
and wine. But you could, if you drove your car and you had a cooler and you parked within that zone, you don't have to buy their liquor. I didn't tell you that, but you're paid for the cup. So, but as long as you're parked your motorcycle in the right area, you could go to your bike and pop a can of beer and pour it in there and throw the can away and carry that around and drink it. That's you paid for the cup. They ain't giving you a free cup. You paid for the cup. You're proving you're 21. So some people did do that. Somebody told us that. So I'm just passing that along.
You're welcome, Anthony.
There's a bunch of places. It looks like they're gonna out here. They're gonna have $3 beer out there at the place that sells motorcycles. What's that place called?
Rumble on.
Rumble on. They still got their sign up. $3 beer. Buy the same beer all the time. You can go out though.
That's the same beer from last year, I hope.
Oh, I hope not. I mean, whatever brand it's Coors or whatever they're selling. Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't know what beer they're selling. Near beer.
Old Milwaukee.
Best. I seen one here the other day. I was going to say something. We walking through it must have been Walmart the other day. It was some weirdo beer, like America's Beer or something. It was called. It looked like Milwaukee's Best, but just water in a can, and, or it's recycled
with a drop of beer in it.
But I don't know. But you can also go over to Woody's if you're at the Buffalo Chip from 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 at night. Inside the arena, you can get dollar drafts. I think it's Coors. They had last.
Coors Light was last year.
What was it?
Coors Light.
Okay. Coors Light was last year. You buy dollar hot dogs from there. So when people say, "Oh, they're so much expensive," you go down. If we haven't checked the prices yet at the Vets Club, but they're probably going to be $3 too. Uncle Louise is $3 for beer. There. So there's still a lot of places that you can get reasonable beer.
They don't rip
off the street and pay $8 for a beer. You're stupid.
Wow, I heard somebody say
whatever it is, it's too damn much. And ask about mixed drinks. You know, you don't want to pay $25.
Ask before you buy.
What's your price on a Coke and water, Coke and soda, whatever you want? You know, Coke and soda. Coke and Jack and Coke. There you go. You got it right now. Been a while since we drink hard liquor. I was going to order a drink tonight. I didn't do it. I was going to order a Hurricane. It sounded pretty good. And that's why I was looking a while ago to see if they had seen any Southern Comfort over there. But probably got it inside. Mostly whiskey they got out there.
So maybe we can get ice cream instead.
Ice cream.
Wait a while
I
ago.
don't want no ice cream.
It's been 3 or 4 nights since we've had an ice cream.
Just had one the other day at Emma's.
That was like 3 or 4 nights ago.
It was like last night. Had a root beer float. I only had to get the big cup. At least had enough ice cream, but didn't have enough soda. I don't know why they don't give you the damn
They
can of
pop
soda.
the can of soda, and usually they'll just give you the soda and
So
the
the
root
price
beer.
will flat before the next person comes and gets it, but whatever. Not my set, not my game, not my monkeys, not my show.
Not your monkeys, not your crazy,
You know,
not your circus.
there you go.
Hardee's breakfast pork chop biscuit gravy platter. Yes,
They don't
we've
have
had
Hardee's
that. No, they don't. They don't have Hardee's up here. SJS. Do you know if Kathmandu has any campsites left for tenting? Yes.
Yes. Camping is, no campground will turn you away for tent camping. No campground. Now, there is some private people here, like, for instance, one sexy biker chick's got her lot over here. She's charging $40 per person for tents, and you get a
Comes with a free
breakfast
breakfast.
and showers and stuff. But once she gets so many tents on there, that's all she can
I think
put.
she only puts 40 on there.
Yeah. So once she gets her maximum tents, that's it. So, but campgrounds, all of them around here, there's plenty of room for. But the earlier you get, the better spot you get. So it's like over at Kathmandu. We found some that are around some trees. Trees aren't real big, but you want to put your tent to where
The shade is on the east side in the morning.
So that way your tent, because you don't, if you're
Unless you want to get up at 4:45.
if you're getting in your tent at 9 o'clock at night when the sun's still up, you came to the wrong rally. So the idea is you want to sleep a little bit longer. You don't want to get up at 5 a.m. when it's 90 degrees outside. You want to have at least a little bit of shade to keep the tent a little bit cooler. You don't want to be in an incubator.
All right,
So,
Nancy.
There is some, we didn't think there was, but there was. There's actually is some shaded area. But if you're not coming here till like Saturday or late Friday, it's probably going to get tough to find shaded area at any campground. Just FYI.
Yeah.
But boondocking, if you're dry camping there is no shade. We're not in any shade.
Now, if you call Kathmandu, she had, I don't know if she still does, some places that have like a little overhang. You can put your tent in there, and I think it's got electric. And I think that's $5 or $10 more a night than it is if you just.
I'm assuming when she said everything was sold out, that those tent spots
Yeah.
were gone. So when we
This
talked
was
to her
a couple
last time,
months
she had
ago.
like 5 or 8 electric tent spots available. So, but yes, it is available. You can pull up that day. You don't need to make reservations for tents.
No.
Just show up and say, I'm a tent camper, and find your place to put your tent. We don't have any room on our lot. But then I put the truck and the motorcycles. They're really skinny for RVs. We're not in a big spot like we had last year.
No. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. Are you ready? Say good night, John Boy.
I don't see John Boy.
Thanks
John
for
Boy.
hanging out with us
Where's John
tonight.
Boy at?
We appreciate all you guys. We love all you guys. We like hanging out with you guys. Can't wait to see all of you. Safe travels if you're coming out or wherever you're going. And hopefully we'll see you at a rally soon. If not the rest of this year, maybe next year. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share it with your family and friends. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
Every kid didn't get them on. They should have been home by now.
No, I would have
9,
thought, but
10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3.
4.
They should have been home by now.
Maybe they're probably busy doing it. Crap on a Cracker says good night to Will and Tom. Used to be One Down Then Up. I finally got that name right and you changed your name. Rowan's on. He says have a ripper. Anthony says, guys, how dangerous is the travel after dark? Just be
well,
very
depends on where you're at. If I was staying in Custer and I was coming here to a concert, I would stay here overnight. I would not ride back to Custer. We had a deer run right in front, not in front of us, but we came out of kickstand over here, and there was a deer running across the road down the hill. We've seen a deer jump a fence going into Kathmandu.
Yep.
We've seen 2 deers in between the highway here, in the woody area between both lanes, north or westbound, eastbound lane. There was 2 deer standing there. So we have seen some deer. We just seen one the other day on the side of the road. You said you seen a deer.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
you seen it.
I said, like, there's a deer.
So they are here. And there's also raccoons and possums and armadillos.
All kinds of critters up here in the woods.
And birds. Birds love to hit your windshield here. Their birds are on crack or something. I don't know what they're smoking. They're doing something crazy that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
So yeah. So yeah, typically the road. I don't. I wouldn't. But I would be very cautious. If I was at the Buffalo Chip watching Kid Rock or whatever, and it's dark when I come back, I would probably go through town to get back to Kathmandu. Even though I could take the side road like Mead Road, I could run that all the way back. But it's all dark and everything else. You wouldn't see nothing coming through town. You could see some stuff. And then only got a short distance to travel to get to Kathmandu. But you just got to be very observant. Don't be driving to 70 miles an hour. It'll drop down to 55 probably during that time. But I wouldn't even be doing 55.
So, Bushy kids, the main roads in the Buffalo Chip are paved.
Yes.
The little ones off to the side going up to one of the bathhouses and the Progressive 40, those are not paved. But all the main roads, get to Bikini Beach, get to the amphitheater.
Where you used to lose your bike going down the hill in Bikini Beach, that doesn't happen
It's
anymore.
paved now. Thanks for the information on minors. We'll be there for the rally. Okay, 1K B-Dog. What the? Armadillos? Yes, we've seen some armadillos. Night, SJS. Take care. Cliff in Arizona. Hey, got down here late. You guys are doing a meet and greet at kickstands at Kathmandu?
Yes.
Or kickstands or Kathmandu?
Kathmandu, we're doing
for sure on Monday.
The
rally, the
we haven't
first
picked a
Monday.
time. Now we're probably going to be over. My guess is maybe Thursday night pre-rally before the first, August 1st. We're thinking we may be over at kickstands. I think Jasmine Kane's playing. We may go over there and spend a little time over there. We'll have to let you know before that day what time we'll be there. And do a little meet and greet, but we'll only probably hang around an hour or so. We're not big concert people. We like to go to sleep because we get up early in the morning. We like to get up by 7 and be going by 8 or 9, be on the road, and whatever we're doing. Even if we're just going to do a live. I still want to see what's going on, what's happening, check out bike shows, just see all the different exciting things that are happening in Sturgis.
Just want to know if the armadillos was in your root beer floats.
No armadillo in my root beer float.
Just not a whole lot of root beer. All right. You ready?
Ready for what?
So say goodbye. Good night. Go get ice cream. Good night.
Bye.